The following is a presentation of Fox Sports.
We are ballpark. We are Houston.
The Astros return to Houston after a series win north of the border. Tonight, Bud Norris kicks off the homestand against the Los Angeles Dodgers team that's lost 7 of their last 9 games. It's next on Fox Sports Houston. Live from Minute Maid Park in Houston, Texas, Fox Sports Houston brings you Houston Astros baseball. Tonight, the Astros open a 6-game homestand. It's the first of 3 against the Los Angeles Dodgers. Good evening, everybody. Bill Brown and Jim Deshaies, the T-shirt supporting a family member with a transplant. Big night, huh?
Mojo for Michaela, liver transplant taking place right now.
Well, we'll keep her in our prayers and thoughts, and we'll turn our attention now to this 3-game series with a very good pitching matchup to start the series tonight, as Bud Norris will take them out against Clayton Kershaw.
Absolutely. Power arms on display tonight. Norris and Kershaw both among the league leaders in strikeout rate. Hard-throwing lefty Kershaw against Norris tonight. Tomorrow it's Billingsley and Happ. Billingsley is 3-0 with an ERA below 1 in this ballpark. On Wednesday, the Astros up against Ted Lilly. He's always been good against Houston. He's 7-2 in his career against Houston. And, of course, Anuri Rodriguez will get his first ever look at the Dodgers.
Over the weekend, it's Arizona. So coming up, the Astros hope to make this their first winning homestand of the season. They captured a series in Toronto over the weekend. They hope to keep that moving and build on it in just a moment.
Astros baseball on Fox Sports Houston is brought to you by the Progressive Insurance Group. For a money-saving car insurance quote, call 1-800-PROGRESSIVE today. And by Southwest Airlines' new Rapid Rewards, unlimited reward seats, and no blackout days. Outside Minute Maid Park, shortly we'll be inside Minute Maid Park. The roof is closed. We'll have baseball between the Los Angeles Dodgers and the Houston Astros. Greg Lucas here down on the field as the Astros are beginning to take the field for inning number 1 to start this 6-game homestand with the Dodgers and Arizona. Up in the booth, all set to call the action. Once again, here's Bill Brown and Jim Deshaies.
Thank you, Greg. The Astros happy to be back home and start this homestand tonight. The Dodgers have slipped to a season-low 6 games below 500. Here's Don Mattingly's lineup card tonight. Rafael Furcal is back from a thumb injury. He's the leadoff man and shortstop. It's Aaron Miles at second base. James Loney at first, the Houston native batting third, followed by center fielder Matt Kemp. Right fielder Jay Gibbons. Jerry Sands in left. Yonder Navarro the catcher. Russ Mitchell at third base. And Clayton Kershaw as the pitcher.
Well, North's going to toe the slab for the Astros tonight. We take a look at his home road breakdown here at Minute Maid. He's been outstanding, 2-0 with a 2.18 ERA through 5 starts. The road has not been nearly as kind to Bud. He's 0-3 with a 6.55 on the road. Struggled a little bit last time out in St. Louis, allowing 5 runs in 5 innings, and took loss number 3 in that ball game. Defensively, it shapes up this way tonight. Jason Michaels is going to get a start in left field. Mourns in center. Pence in right. Carlos at first base as Brett Wallace takes the seat against the tough lefty Kershaw. Hall, Barmas, Johnson round out the infield, and Humberto Quintero is the catcher.
Bud Norris has been a much better pitcher at home than on the road. That 2-0 record at home, a 2.18 ERA. Made 5 starts at home, and in 3 of the 5 he has not given up an earned run.
Well, you look at his outings against the Dodgers. Twice he's pitched against them. They both came last year, once in LA, once here. The game at Dodger Stadium, he allowed 6 runs in 4 1/3. Here, he allowed 2 runs in 6 innings, only one of which was earned. And that rough one he had last time out in St. Louis actually interrupted a nice stretch of pitching for Bud. So, you know, it's the nature of it. You're going to have a bad one every now and then, but for the most part, he's been pretty darn good.
Rafael Furcal gets it started tonight, taking a fastball. There's strike 1. Bill Welke's the home plate umpire. Furcal at 161 for just a few at bats, has 2 runs batted in, 31 at bats for Rafael. He bunts, but he got jammed on it. Bunts it right back to Bud Norris, who underhands it all the way over.
You know, he's done that a few times. I'm not sure what's going on. He must have to be a little yippy when he tries to throw overhand to the bases. Carlos is looking at him. Carlos is taking it personally, like he thinks he has to underhand it to me.
It's a long underhand toss. A new club record for underhand toss on a bunt.
Oh, man.
He got that in on the hands of Furcal, so it was hard for him to do anything with that bunt. That's out number 1, and it's Aaron Miles coming up next.
Yeah, you know, I think a lot of times a hitter squares early like that just to see a pitch. And then when it's coming right out your belt buckle, you use the bat in self-defense. I'm not so sure that he really wanted to bunt that ball.
Miles was drafted by the Astros in '95. He fouls that one back. 1 ball, 1 strike to the switch hitting infielder, who's 34 years old. Last year he was with the Cardinals. And he's been with the Rockies as well and other clubs. Oakland, Cincinnati.
Not a bad fit in the 2-hole. Handles the bat pretty well.
Jammed on that when he pops it up. Clint Barmas angles over toward the line. 2 outs for Bud Norris. This Dodger club really reeling. 14th in the league in runs scored. And without some of the main offensive participants who are normally in that lineup. Don Mattingly is without Andre Ethier tonight. JD mentioned some of the others who are out right now. Casey Blake's been out for a while at third base.
Andre Ethier got hurt in the ball game yesterday. He's not on the disabled list, but not in the lineup tonight. A little banged up. He has been struggling. But against Bud Norris, you would want as many left-handed bats as possible in that lineup.
Houston native James Loney at 240 with a homer, 14 runs batted in, just took ball 1. He's on an 8-game hitting streak. The changeup moves in for a strike, leaving the count at 1-1 on Loney. Loney, a slow starting year so far with that .240 batting average. Nonetheless, has perked it up in the last week quite a bit. And the fastball works for strike 2.
Yeah, as Kemp and Ethier have cooled off, Loney's picked it up a little bit. And you see some notes on James Loney at Elkins High School. He hit .509 and was outstanding on the mound as well. A pretty solid line drive hitter over the years. Never hit for the power that the Dodgers hoped they would get from that first base position. .15 home runs in 2007, his best.
Target was inside to jam him, and that's what it did, but he fought it off and stayed alive in 1 ball, 2 strikes. James, a first-round pick in '02. He was the 19th player drafted. He had a couple of 90 RBI years back-to-back in '08 and '09. Drove in 88 last year. Not a big home run threat. 2-2.
Banged out 41 doubles last year. That's kind of his game. You know, more of a gap guy and will hit a lot of doubles. That's what he's been doing recently. Starting to add some extra base hits.
Bill Hall's moving to his left over toward first base. Ball in the air, and Chris Johnson watches it go back toward the seats and out of play. Injury to Andre Ethier yesterday in Chicago took him right into that wall. He was really banged up for this game tonight.
See a little hobble at the end of that play, and that was enough for Don Mattingly to send somebody out there to take his place.
And Rod Barajas got hurt in that game on a play at the plate as well yesterday. Juan Pierre sliding in. 3-2 now. Only seen a couple of change-ups here. You see if Bud goes right after him with the fastball. Only pokes one up the right field line and hits it foul.
And back to that changeup.
Sure did.
You know, I think, you know, Brad Arnsberg, and we've talked a lot about Arnie the last couple of years, how diligent he is in breaking down the video and the scouting reports. And I think he's a big believer in, you know, this is the way I want you to attack this hitter. And it might not match your strengths as a pitcher, but Arnie, I think, is a big believer in, hey, you know, if this guy's susceptible to changeup, you're a big league pitcher. You can make a pitch with that changeup. And it's a good idea to break that out early, too, so you don't get into a situation second or third time through the order in the 5th inning and you don't have it in your back pocket in a critical at bat.
Fastball. He broke that bat severely. And there's the throw from Chris Johnson over to Carlos Lee. And it's no runs, no hits, nobody left. Dodgers nothing, Astros coming up. Lineup card starting with Michael Bourne as usual in center field. Clint Barmas bats second at shortstop. Hunter Pence is in right field. It's Carlos Lee at first base tonight against the lefty Kershaw. Jason Michaels thereby gets the start in left field with Chris Johnson at third base. Bill Hall returns to the lineup at second. Alberto Quintero's the catcher and Bud Norris the pitcher.
A hard-throwing lefty Clayton Kershaw for the Dodgers tonight. He's made 10 starts. He's 5-3 with a 3.09 ERA, among the league leaders in strikeouts with 70. Tough to hit. League hitting just .238 against him. 23 years of age, and he's in his 4th year in the league.
He was the opening day starter this year. Ball 1 to Michael Bourne. Clayton is from Dallas, went to Highland Park High School where he was 12-0 with a 0.77 ERA as a senior. Ridiculous strikeout numbers. Turned down a scholarship offer to Texas A&M because he was the 7th pick in the draft in 06. 1-1 to Michael.
Hard to say no to that kind of money.
You bet.
Fastball, hard slider, at times knee buckling curveball, and a changeup.
Bourne in the air to shallow left field. For call slants over, but the left fielder moves into foul ground, and Jerry Sands takes care of out number 1.
Well, let's see who joins Jerry Sands on this Dodgers defensively. Matt Kemp in center, Jay Gibbons in right. Mitchell for call on the left side of the infield. Miles and Loney on the right. Yonder Navarro throws well. He's the catcher. Somewhat unfamiliar looking Dodger club.
Really is. Clint Barmas at 211. Takes that first pitch, and it's ball 1 upstairs. Clint with 1 homer has 4 runs batted in. Clint hit .250 on the Astros road trip. They went 2-5 on the 7-game trip. They scored 19 runs in those 7 games. Kershaw deals, and it's a 2-ball, no strike count. Dodgers making their lone trip to Houston here early in the season. The Astros will have 2 trips to Los Angeles. It will be a season series of 9 games. They'll be in LA June 17th through the 19th, and again August 12th through the 14th. 2 balls and a strike. Don Mattingly's club, slipping to 7 games off the lead pace in the NL West, is in 4th place. That's a high strike call, and it's 2-2. Mattingly managed in the Arizona Fall League last November to get ready for this season. Rick Honeycutt's the pitching coach. Dodgers were 80-82 last year. Foul back.
Hey.
That one almost got up to Steve Lyons next door in the Dodger television booth.
Psycho. Make a play, man.
Psycho would usually dive out of the booth for that ball.
Psycho's mellowed. Looking old like the rest of us with the glasses down on the end of his nose.
Yeah,
come on, man.
That's a strikeout for Kershaw, number 1. And now with 2 outs, it's Hunter Pence.
There's a pretty impressive resume for Clayton Kershaw. Brownie mentioned those numbers at Highland Park High School. Just outstanding stuff. National High School Player of the Year. His teammate of the Lions, quarterback Matthew Stafford. Who knew? Oops, knew.
Yeah, Hunter Pence is the batter. 295 his average, and Hunter hit home run number 6 in Toronto. Chasing the high cheese. There is strike 1. He might have brought that exchange rate back over the border with him if he's going to swing at that pitch. Let's see it, JD.
Yeah, it's tough to handle up there for Kershaw. He's got a good heater.
Hunter with a 2-run homer yesterday in the Astros 3-2 win. Also had a single in that game. All the way 0-2. Craig Biggio was complimenting Hunter before the game around the batting cage on his hits to right field this year.
Yesterday, all his troubles. Oh, I'm sorry. Saw the word and I couldn't help myself. Hey, that's Kyle Draybeck. Speaking of high school phenoms, we got a trend developing.
Well, this state has produced some high school phenoms. Loney up the line into foul ground over the shoulder. And in the first inning, the Astros also go out 1-2-3 to make it scoreless through 1.
Astros for the race for the pennant 5K run or walk presented by the Methodist Hospital in partnership with the JLH Foundation next Monday. On Memorial Day, all participants receive 2 free tickets to an Astros home game, and proceeds benefit the Astros in Action Foundation. To register, visit Astros.com. Got another email address for you, and that's foxsportshouston@yahoo.com. We're looking for emails. We're looking for good ones that JD and Brownie can tangle and give you real and sometimes made-up answers. That'll be tomorrow on the pregame show.
Okay.
We can always use new ones. We've got some. They're on the list, but we're always looking for good ones.
That might be the new angle. Is it? Are we telling the truth or are we bluffing?
That's a good possibility. I got one that you might be able to do something with, but we'll see what else we can get today. Again, it's foxsportshouston@yahoo.com.
10 homers, 32 runs batted in for Matt Kemp. He swung at a slider and fell behind 0-1 in the count. It's another one. It snowballs 2 strikes to the .316 hitter who ranks in the top 10 in on base and slugging. He's a real threat right now.
Fallen off a little bit here in the month of May, but still very productive year for Matt Kemp. If you were to pick the All-Star team right now, he'd probably be your center fielder.
He whacks one to right field. Hunter Pence all the way back to the wall. Matt Kemp, opposite field, home run. Dodgers lead 1-0 on Kemp's 11th of the season.
As if he had to justify our high opinion of him.
Found that 0-2 pitch very much to his liking.
Bud has been nails against right-handed hitters this year. They're hitting just 179 coming into this game. That's only the 3rd home run he's allowed. See, they're trying to go away. See how far out Q is set, and that 2-seamer ran back over the plate.
1-0 Dodgers. Jay Gibbons looks at strike one. Gibbons, a 194 hitter with 3 runs batted in, subbing for the injured Ethier tonight. Gibbons played some last year against the Astros. He's 34. Looking at a ball to make it a 1-ball, 1-strike count. Kemp took it just to the right of the Astros bullpen, 401 feet. Gibbons lines one out into right center field. Back-to-back hits for the Dodgers open the 2nd inning. And Jerry Sands will get a shot next.
This fellow Sands is a big dude, and he's got big-time power.
Born in Middletown, New York. Jerry, 23 years old, showed that big-time power last year with 18 homers at Great Lakes and 17 more at Chattanooga for a 35 home run season in the minors. 241, 1 homer, 12 runs batted in for Sands. 25th round draft choice in 08, so he began to really command a lot of attention last year with the year he had. Sands also has played a good brand of left field. He had a 4-hit game yesterday. That one flattens out and stays up, and it's a 2-ball, no-strike count to Sands.
Something Bud struggled with a little bit in his last start. Front shoulder flying open and elevating that slider a little bit. It'd be a good time to come right back with another one, try to make a good one.
2 balls and a strike to Sands. His recall from Albuquerque April 18th.
The key with Bud is that front shoulder, and stays through nicely there. He did throw that fastball up in the zone, but that front shoulder closed, drive that lead elbow towards home plate.
Now Sands works it to a 3-1 count. Jerry went to Catawba College in North Carolina.
Catawba College?
Yeah.
Not familiar with that program.
Trying to remember a major leaguer who came from there. That might be a real test.
We
for
got
us
Boots
tonight.
reaching for the computer. he's going into the archives.
3-2. While he goes into the archives and we look at the Phillies.
Hang on now.
All right. 7 runs for the Phillies in the third. It's 9-0. They lead Cincinnati, and Dusty Baker shook up his club by demoting opening day starter Edinson Volquez to the minor leagues today.
Well, Volquez has really struggled, and he's got such good stuff. He needs to go down there and get out of the pressurized environment of the big leagues and get things sorted out. Still has plenty of time to salvage his season, but man, the walks are just crazy for Volquez.
3-2 runner going, and the throw. It's ball 4. No, let's see what the call was.
Yeah, he's going to stand 4.
So the play at second is meaningless.
I mean, it was called ball 4. I'm not convinced it was a ball.
Okay. First and second, nobody out.
It looked like a pretty good pitch. And Q did a nice job of hanging in there and receiving that ball, too. Sometimes a catcher, especially a guy like Q who loves to throw, will come out of that squat, but he stayed in there. And according to pitch tracks, that's right there on the inside corner.
Yeah. Now they meet at the mound. Hall comes in with Quintero. Talk with Norris. First and second, nobody out for Deoner Navarro.
That Philly club has not been scoring runs lately. I was looking at some stats today, and Halladay and Cliff Lee are both way down towards the bottom of the league in run support.
Okay.
They get Chase Utley back, though.
Chase, I think, may be in the lineup tonight. We'll check on that in a while.
He's probably got 7 RBI. Why they're scoring all those runs.
Navarro, the switch hitting catcher, looks at ball 1. Checking in at 115. 1 homer, 1 run batted in. He's had just 26 at bats. Navarro, 27 years old. He was with Tampa Bay last year. Began his career in the Yankee organization. It's 2-0 to Navarro.
They came up with the Yankees, then moved to the Dodgers, and the Dodgers were very high on him, and then things didn't work out, and they moved him on to Tampa Bay.
Had a good year for Tampa Bay in 08, hitting .295. Got a lot of playing time. Played in the World Series that year. He drove in 54 and 427 at bats.
Our Fox Tracks, it's brought to you by Steel. So, according to Fox Tracks, Bill Welke's missed a couple here in these last 2 hitters.
Norris has walked 21 this year in 56 innings. High to right field. Hunter Pence backing on it. He is turning, and right there in front of the wall, he has it. Out number 1. Gibbons to third base. Navarro spun on the 3-0 pitch. Got underneath it just a little bit.
Yeah, and I mean, that ball didn't leave the ballpark, but that's the reason you turn a hitter loose in those hitters counts. You know, most people 3-0, he should be taking. Well, you're down towards the bottom of the order. You know you're going to get a fastball. If you trust your hitter to swing only at a pitch he can handle, then nothing wrong with turning him loose.
Almost got a 3-run homer out of it. Russ Mitchell at 091 has 1 homer. Fouling it for strike 1. Mitchell, 26 years old, from Rome, Georgia, was drafted by the Dodgers in the 18th round in 03. Last year was his first year in the big leagues. At 42 at bats. He hit .315 at Albuquerque last year with 23 bombs. Dodgers have hit only .134 the last 9 games with runners in scoring position. 1-1. Overall, for the season, they're hitting .214 with men in scoring position. That is the worst in the majors. The last 2 games, 1 for 22 with men in scoring position. It's 2-1. Dodgers have lost 3 of their last 4 road series. They are 10-13 on the road this season. 35 pitches for Bud Norris. After a 1-2-3 first, he's run into trouble here in the second. And the slider gets him a strike for a 2-2 count.
Probably the best slider he's thrown so far tonight. Obviously a big part of his arsenal.
Mitchell hit a home run Friday night. Tim Wallach is the coach at third. That tied the game in the 9th inning Friday at Chicago against the White Sox. Fouls that one away. This is his 7th start since he was recalled from Albuquerque at the end of April to replace the injured Casey Blake.
Don Mattingly, Dave Lopes, Tim Wallach, Rick Honeycutt. This coaching staff's got some star power.
You bet it does. Johnny Temple played at Catawba College, among the 11 players from there in the majors. Wow. Struck him out. Now Kershaw comes up with runners at the corners and 2 outs.
Well, back to that slider, maybe a cut fastball, but moving away from Mitchell. Can't relax too much with Kershaw here. This kid can handle the bat.
Clyde Klutz went to Catawba College.
Is that right?
Wasn't he the guy who signed Catfish Hunter?
I do not know.
Okay.
I'm going to guess that he is.
Clayton Kershaw has 4 hits at .211 batting average, stamping him as a threat.
Is he Mickey Klutz's dad?
No. The other guys we wouldn't recognize from Catawba College. But
I haven't recognized any of them yet.
Well, Vern Benson, he was a coach. Okay, 8 of them made the big leagues from Catawba.
That's pretty good.
That school is in Salisbury, North Carolina. And you would know their nickname, the Indians.
Catawba Indians, huh?
You know everybody's name.
Didn't know that one.
Kershaw rolls it foul, 1-1. You were talking about the lack of run supports for some of those Philly pitchers. Well, the Dodger pitchers have gone through that as well. And with their 166 runs scored coming into this game, only 2 teams had scored fewer in the National League. Now, Kershaw has quite a record in the month of May, 10-3 since 09 in May, tops in the National League. That one goes foul. And the combination of Kershaw with his stuff and then getting an early lead could be very difficult. But if Norris can get him here, it's only 1 run. He got him. He struck out the 8 and 9 hitters to limit the damage to 1 run, 2 hits, leaving 2. The Dodgers lead 1-0. On the 0-2 pitch, he drove it out to right field off Norris. And as they enjoy the moment for a photo there, at Minute Maid Park. It's game 1 of a 6-game homestand. Big night coming up Saturday, JD. You've been telling us all about the various elements going into that evening of entertainment, music before and after the game, all kinds of stuff going on Saturday.
Well, that's Bayou Bash Day.
Yeah. 244 for Carlos Lee, 4 homers, 23 driven in. Arizona will be in town this weekend. That rolls out to shortstop for Call. Little guy with a big arm. 1 pitch, 1 out for Kershaw.
And we're not televising that game, so if you want to see it, you better get your tickets and come on out.
Good point. Jason Michaels, the call against the lefty Kershaw, brings a 172 average, 1 RBI, coming back from the left shoulder injury. He's had 11 at bats in the month of May. Had a 1-for-4 game Friday night starting at Toronto. He's hit 263 when he's been in the lineup as a starter for only 19 at bats. Kershaw delivers, and it's strike 1 for Clayton. The Astros have dropped 6 of their last 8, but they did win 2 of 3 over the weekend. Now back to National League play.
When you're having a tough year, as the Astros are, it's good to have a short memory. So in their mind, they've got a 1-game winning streak going.
True.
They're hot. They're on a roll.
Kershaw's high with that one. It's 1-2. The Astros at home are 9-13. Wednesday's a 1:05 start. The finale of this series. J. Mike checks his swing on that one. It's 2-2. Well, there's been a buzz around this Dodger club all season long, but not for the right reasons. Ownership situation in question, financial situation in question, security in question. Strikeout, that's out number 2. And it's Chris Johnson coming up next.
When is there going to be a resolution on this Dodger situation?
Well, there's a court date of June 22nd. Jamie McCourt's suit to force Frank McCourt to sell the Dodgers.
That would be a good date to point to.
Farmers Insurance Report card shows you Chris Johnson stepping it up in the month of May with a 296 batting average. And he takes that pitch. 296 with 3 homers and 11 runs batted in May for CJ.
That's a solid B on the report card for the month of May.
He lets that one go, and it's a 1-ball, 1-strike count. CJ had some good swings in Toronto over the weekend. At the 9th inning homer Friday night to give the Astros the lead in their 5-2 win. This one will hang in right field. Jay Gibbons underneath. And Kershaw has retired the first 6. Dodgers lead it on the home run by Kemp, 1-0.
games for the price of 5 with Astros Summer Steal 6-game flex plan. You buy 5 games and get the 6th free. Plans are available in multiple seating sections and start at just $35. Buy yours tonight at Astros.com. Guys, I got to tell you, stay with me here tonight because I've got a credit card, a big-time credit card, and I'm going to spend it. I'm going to spend it on you guys.
All right. Whoa. Can't wait for that to happen.
You want some more hints?
Keep going. Keep going.
It's Drayton McClain's credit card, and we're going to be eating just fine. So stay with me here. Check back in an inning or so.
Can't wait. Sweet. Thanks, Patty. 1-0 Dodgers. Rafael Furcal looks at ball 1. He bunted the ball back to Bud Norris, who tossed him out in the first. Bud's 5th in strikeouts per 9 in the National League. It's a 2-ball, no strike count. He had runners at first and third after the home run by Kemp. Nobody out. Fell behind Navarro 3-0. Got him on a fly ball. Struck out Mitchell and Kershaw in the last inning. His foul pop is out of play. 2 balls, 1 strike for Bud Norris.
It's a game that it's fun to look back sometimes at a game. Look at your scorecard. Look at different at bats and different situations that developed and how different things could have been. You think about that fly ball Navarro hit. He just missed knocking it out of here. It would have been 4-0. Bud would have been on his heels. Kershaw's on the mound. He's one of the better guys in the league. You would have felt like game over perhaps. But he kept him in the park, punched out 2, and we got a 1-0 ball game.
2 balls, 2 strikes to the former Atlanta Brave for call. Broken bat. That one winds up in the seats, and that's a looping single. Hopefully nobody got hurt as that barrel of that bat went flying over the Astros dugout. And meanwhile, Furcal is on first base.
It's a second shattered bat in this ball game, and unfortunately the barrel of that one about 8-10 rows above the Astros dugout. It looks like everybody's okay down there on the field. Furcal catches a break. Bunted that ball. It was going to hit him in the belt buckle. Now he hits one with his thumbs.
He's aboard for Miles. Miles popped short earlier. Furcal a threat to run.
Furcal should help this struggling offense. He's a good offensive player. Had a nice year last year. Been pretty solid since putting on the Dodger blue.
He draws another throw. Last year he hit 300. And he was 22 of 26 in steals last year. Has 294 stolen bases in his career, and he's been successful 78% of the time.
But with one of the better right-handed pickoff moves in the league. Very quick feet. And he likes to throw over there. So keep a watchful eye on Furcal. Miles, as I mentioned first time up, he's a good handler of the bat. Good hit and run guy. Hits for a high average. Doesn't hit for power.
It's 1-0. See if Don Mattingly wants to put something on here, or after Furcal has come back from the broken left thumb, maybe just leave it up to him.
I suggest he slide feet first if he goes.
Well, he broke his thumb sliding into third on a steal.
It's an interesting looking pad he's got on there. I've never seen anything quite like that.
I haven't seen anything like that. He takes off. Big jump. Looping fly ball. Hunter Pence in and right. He's got a double play right in front of him. And the throw on one hop to Carlos Lee does it for 9-3. 5th outfield assist for Hunter Pence.
He could have walked that one in.
Should have tossed it underhand.
Yeah. Take that, Bud. See Barmas with a little deke there in the middle of the diamond to help freeze Furcal, but with him going on the pitch, there was no chance he was going to get back.
His legs were churning. 9-3 double play. Now it's James Loney batting. Loney, his bat shattered, grounded out to third his first time up. It's in tight for ball 1 with Kemp on deck.
Well, Loney right up on top of home plate. He really crowds the plate.
It's a 1-ball, 1-strike count. This trio of Loney, Kemp, and Ethier has been creating a lot of talk throughout the last few years in the Dodger organization, all coming up about the same time.
That trio, Russell, Martin, you know, they're all those homegrown products that they expected big things of, and they've made, you know, a couple postseason runs. Maybe not what the folks in LA expected.
Loney was drafted in 02, Kemp in 03. Ethier was drafted by Oakland in 03 and then traded to the Dodgers after the 05 season.
On the advice of the great Alamacchia.
That's right.
Jimmy, I told Ned, you got to get this guy.
The Salisbury Astros played in 1965 in the Western Carolinas League.
Oh, wow.
3 balls, 2 strikes.
Probably shared a stadium with Catawba College.
Maybe so. 3-2, 2 outs to Loney. And he goes for ball 4. Loney walked 52 times last year. Back in 09, he had more walks than strikeouts. 70 walks, 68 strikeouts that year for James. He had some good postseason hitting too in 08 and 09. In 09, he had a couple of homers in the league championship series while batting .353. This fly ball goes to right field. Hunter Pence waiting. No runs a hit, nobody left. 1-0 Dodgers.
At Bat 11 app for your iPhone, iPad, Android, or BlackBerry. Get live audio, pitch-by-pitch tracking, video highlights, and more. Text at Bat to 31826 or visit Astros.com for details. And I'm here to expand on that a little bit with Steve Reese, the IT guy here at Minute Maid Park. Tell us a great new feature that fans are going to be able to see on this At Bat app.
A wonderful new feature that Major League Baseball has added to their At Bat application is the ability to order food from your smart device. And it is very, very simple to use.
Bill Hall into second base as Gibbons fails to hold his fly ball deep to right. Go right ahead, Steve.
And it's very simple to use. All you do is once you enter into MLB At Bat, you select a stadium, you check into Minute Maid Park, and then go to order food. And from that point, it's as simple as entering your order, entering your payment information, and then you'll receive a confirmation that Airmark has received your order. And at that point, you wait about a minute or two, and you receive a confirmation your order is ready to pick up. The great news about this is it takes very little time, and you don't miss the action, especially in an inning like this where our bats are lighting up. You want to be able to get out of your seats, get your order, and head back to your seats and continue with the action.
All right, I don't know if I believe this is going to happen, so I'm gonna try it out now. Just to let you know what I told you before, I've got Drayton McLean's credit card, so you guys go ahead and tell me what you want. I'm going to place the order. I'm going to have it sent up to you, and I'm going to see how fast I can get it to me. We've got hamburgers, chicken tender basket, peanuts, French fries, footlong, Diet Coke. You can have a beer, anything you guys want.
Can we get an SUV?
No SUVs, no vehicles. It has to be food.
I'll do an order of fries,
Okay,
Patty.
an order of fries. So I'm okay. Added. What else? Bill, come on. We got Drayton's credit card.
We got the credit card. We've got Uncle Drayton's credit card. This is the time. Let's get it
All
out.
right, I want a Bud Norris slider.
A Bud Norris slider. So order some sliders. All right. Sliders or yes.
Anybody else up here, Cliff? MC? Anybody hungry?
Bacon burgers in there. That sounds really good.
Yeah. We got like 8 people in the booth. We can share.
8 people in the booth. All right. I'm going to go with the guys in the truck want another burger. Put another burger. The truck. Let's feed the truck.
Okay, how many people are in the truck? We can take care of them.
There's about 12.
12? Really?
A couple baskets of fries.
Okay, here we go. We'll do some fries as well. How about a couple of peanuts?
All right, and I want some chicken tenders.
Okay, we've got 2 orders of chicken tenders.
All right, and I definitely need a bottle of water.
And a bottle of water. Okay, we've got, and we'll add a Sprite to that as well. And we've got a bottle of water.
All right, it's all been. Now let's check out. Okay, set your timers, guys. Look, I've got the credit card right here.
All right. This is fun.
Thank you, Mr. McLean. We appreciate that.
Yes, we do. All right, you guys stand by and wait for your food. I'm going to keep an eye on me. We'll see how long it takes.
All right. We're running out of time to do this, so we might as well have fun. 2 balls and a strike to Humberto Quintero after the double by Bill Hall off the glove of Gibbons. The Astros get this golden opportunity with a leadoff double to try to strike back, trailing 1-0 with Bud Norris on deck. Second baseman Miles pinching in toward the bag, playing about halfway in depth. Now it's 3-1 to Quintero.
Brad Mills the other day in Toronto talking about Bill Hall's situation, and Angel Sanchez started back-to-back games at second base, and Mills pointed out that he still liked the way Hall's been swinging the bat against lefties, so he got the start tonight, and bingo, leadoff double. That Mills guy, he knows what he's talking about.
Yeah. 3-2 now. That looked like ball 4. And Kershaw has a full count pitch coming next to Quintero.
Q clearly frustrated with himself for offering at that pitch. So just shorten the stroke. Try to see the ball a little bit longer. This guy's tough though, man. He's got such good stuff.
Yeah, he kind of jumps at the hitter. Looped out into right center field. That'll be in. Bill Hall will be in to make it a 1-1 game. Quintero takes a big turn. The throw comes in, and he has an RBI single. 9th run batted in for Q. And Hall scores to make it a 1-1 game.
Yeah, nice to get a little something going down at the bottom of the order.
Well, he came back and got a 3-2 pitch that he could handle.
It was probably ball 4 as well, but it wasn't as high as the previous one, and he was able to get on top of that one enough of it to push it out there into right center field. And that'll set Bud Norris up for a sacrifice bunt opportunity here.
He has 2 of those this year. Wes Mitchell in on the grass at third, but also has 2 hits and 16 at bats. Michael Bourne's on deck.
An easy situation here.
Kershaw comes over, takes a look at second, tags Norris, but he puts it right down the first pitch and gets the sack with Quintero moving over.
Yeah, that's and first pitch the key. So many times we see guys go up there and sacrifice situations and for whatever reason take a strike and put themselves in a hole. If you're up there to bunt, you get a pitch in the zone, go ahead and put it down.
Good work by Norris with the bat. Now Michael Bourne fouled out to the left fielder. He is 1 for 4 in his career against Kershaw. Flips that one foul.
I wish I'd known we had Drayton's credit card. I would not have had dinner in the press lounge. I would have loaded up on burgers and the whole deal.
We blew it.
Kind of reminds me of the story in spring training years ago when Yogi was with us as a coach, and he went through a fast food place because Carmen left town, and Yogi was so dependent on his wife Carmen. I mean, she left him bologna for this and that, but he ran out. She was gone, so he went to a fast food place like for one of the only times ever in his life, I think. And he went through the line, and when he got through, the person checking him out recognized him and said, "Oh, never mind, Mr. Barrett's on us." And Yogi's response was, "If I'd known that, I would have ordered more."
Like Yogi.
Can I do it again?
Bouncer back to Kershaw. He's got a play now on Quintero. And a rundown with for call. And Bourne going to second as the tag is made. 2 outs, but at least the rundown happened long enough to give Bourne an opportunity to get to second.
And that's, what is initially bad base running turns out to be a plus for the Astros, because you trade Bourne for Quintero, who's got a much better chance of scoring on a base hit. Not a well-executed rundown by the Dodgers. Kershaw should have hung onto that ball a little bit longer and ran Q back to the base. See Furcal looking over his shoulder. He knows what's about to happen, but there's nothing he can do about it.
Michael Bourne just kept churning. So he has replaced Quintero at second for Clint Barmas, who struck out in the first inning. Three hits for the Dodgers, 2 for the Astros here in the early going. Hunter Pence is on deck. We're going to go back to Patty Smith and see how that credit card order is going. Patty?
Well, guys, we only managed to spend $78. We could have done a lot better, but I just got a text that says my order is ready, sends me up to the express lane where I can just go pick it up. So we're going to go get our food. We'll come back. Yours will be on its way in just a minute.
Wow.
Thank you
Hey,
so
guys,
much.
we'll see you shortly. You should have spent more. You had your chance.
We blew it, Steve. Thank you for your
All right,
help.
we'll be right back.
It's a one-shot deal, huh? Put a strawberry shortcake.
All these after the moment thoughts. 2 balls, no strikes. That's going to be a very popular feature. That is just beginning tonight.
We could do it on the road. We could order restaurants and the ballparks on the road too.
Can we?
Sure.
3-0.
Yeah, it's an MLB-wide thing.
Okay.
I think. I don't know if all the teams have jumped on board. But
It's brand new tonight, and fans attending games can order ballpark foods directly from their iPhone using that MLB.com at-bat app. Pick them up at specially designated concession locations. That's ball 4, and Barmas takes a stroll. And the Astros are the first Major League club to offer the express line service, and the second with the iPhone food ordering option. Our leaders of the game is brought to you by United, proud to fly the Houston Astros. Hunter Pence has 23 hits with runners in scoring position in the team's first 47 games. And that's the most by an Astro in the team's first 47 games since 1974. Hunter's hitting over 400 with men in scoring position for the season. Well, 390 now. He was 404 before yesterday's game, so he's in a slump. 390 with men in scoring position. And Kershaw wants his battery mate Navarro to come out. Enos Cabell had 21 hits with men in scoring position to this point, 47 games in 79, and Jose Cruz had 20 in that many games of 79. So Hunter's up there with some of the really good RBI men in the early going in Houston history. Taking strike 1.
Hunter was thinking he was going to get something off speed there. Kershaw channeled that 94-mile-an-hour fastball right through there.
Hunter is 1 for 9 against Kershaw. Carlos Lee on deck. Out into right center field. Kemp moving over to end it. 1 run, 2 hits, 2 left for the Astros. It is 1-1.
The fourth. Hey, baseball fans, Chevy is proud to support youth baseball leagues in your local community. If you'd like to learn more about Chevy youth baseball programs, very simple. Use the computer. Go to youthsportswired.com. Now let's go back upstairs to Bill Brown and Jim DeShays. They've got to talk fast because their food may be showing up soon.
Priorities, Greg. Thank you. It's a 1-1 game, and Matt Kemp made it 1-0 with his homer on the 0-2 pitch back in the second inning. Now it's 1 ball, no strikes on Kemp.
Oh, my goodness.
That is quick. Marty Price is here with food. Patty has food. Steve has food. And none of them are eating any of it. 1 ball, 1 strike.
All right, guys, here it is. We've got the chicken baskets. We've got the hamburgers. We've got Marty. Steve, this is awesome. I mean, you deliver. Yes, it's all a lot of the burgers. A lot of the stuff has to go to the trucks. So say what take what you want, and I got to take it. But
I might change my
that
mind.
was quick.
We spare no expense.
That was awesome. Now, are you guys kind of innovators of this? Are other ballparks doing this?
Philadelphia prototyped a version of this last year, but it was really trimmed down from what we're doing here. And we've expanded it to include 5 concession stands, 3 on the main concourse and 2 in the upper. So we've really taken what they did and really jumped it a step further.
Well, it is really awesome. You guys have any questions on this? Or are you just
Fries are crispy.
Fries are crispy. It's all good.
Condiments.
It smells fabulous.
We
One
shouldn't,
more time, give them the app. What they need to do to download it.
Just go to MLB at Bat. You can download that from the iTunes store, and it goes directly to your iPhone, and it'll just give you instructions. You install it, and it's clean and simple. The Android app will be coming sometime during the summer. I'm going to assume it's going to be right around near the All-Star game.
All right, well, this is awesome. We are impressed. I don't know what you guys are going to think of next, but you called yourself a self-proclaimed IT geek. I don't think when you can deliver burgers like this, that's not geeky.
Hey, we aim to please. It's all about the fan.
All right, well, you got 2 pleased announcers right here, so you guys enjoy.
Thank you. Is it always this
Thank you so
fast,
much.
or is this just for us, Marty? Patty
know
delivers.
that.
Always.
We waited for it to say our order was ready, so
That was
once
pretty
that
impressive.
happened, off we
That
went.
was very
Yeah,
impressive.
but we're the only ones that'll deliver it to your booth.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's a little special here.
Thank you, guys.
The
Thanks
boys
for the
next door in the
thought.
Dodger booth.
Well,
are
you know what?
a little
Stevie
envious.
Lynn's
We'll
wants
bring
some.
some to Steve.
Yeah,
We'll
hook 'em
bring
up.
one to Steve. And
Hook
the rest
'em
of it's
up
going
over
out to the truck.
All right, get it to him. Thank you. Thank you, guys.
Thanks, guys.
Fly ball by Gibbons goes over and into the seats after the strikeout looking on Kemp. So Bud Norris starting this inning a whole lot better than the second inning when Kemp hit the home run. And now he has Gibbons 0-2. Gibbons singled to right center off after the Kemp long ball. And those folks are happy as well. That smell of food is very, very good right now, isn't it? Don't know if we can do the game. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Well, that's part of the ballpark experience, you know. People come out.
Marty, you haven't eaten
Chow
yet,
down.
have you? Go ahead, Marty. Swing and a miss and another strikeout for Bud. That is number 4. That'll be Jerry Sands.
We promised strikeouts with this matchup between Norris and Kershaw. Bud certainly doing his part, 4 so far.
Got that pitch down and in. Now Sands, who walked in the second inning. John Vance and his wife Barbara are attending the game tonight. John suffered an accidental fall in early March of this year, causing severe swelling and bleeding around the brain. Touch and go for a while, but he has recovered due to some wonderful medical staff at UT Galveston branch, ICU Neuro, and he and his wife are here tonight. Swing and a miss by Sands. It's 1-1. Those are good stories. We've got a lot of good
that's
stories
wonderful.
going tonight.
Yeah. Whereas Bud had kind of struggled earlier with the slider. Looks like it's starting to come around for him.
And he follows it up with that fastball. And it's 1-2. Navarro on deck. Norris has been reeling off very good games here at Minute Maid Park since the All-Star break last year. In his last 13 starts here at Minute Maid since the break, he's gone 7-1. And the batting average against him in those 13 starts at home is a major league low 178. 3-2 now. walked him again.
Had the jump on him and then looked like he tried to overthrow those last couple of fastballs. And he's also looking down at his hand. And you saw him wipe it under his arm in the previous pitch. So I don't know if it's just moisture, if he's starting to develop a little callus or a blister or something.
Sands is aboard. Navarro's at the plate. Navarro got just a little bit under a 3-0 pitch and hit it to the wall in right field. 72 pitches for Norris. And looking back later, that might be the turning point in this game. We'll see how it develops. Quintero started that snap throw to first base. Then he might have lost control of the ball there, but he didn't go through with it, and it's ball one. Chase Utley in his return to the lineup for the Phillies is 0 for 3, but the Phillies are piling on the Reds 10-3. That's in the 6th inning now.
But almost airmailed that pickoff throw.
Yes, he did. Carlos had to reach way up. And ironically, with Edinson Volquez being optioned to AAA Louisville today, Josh Hamilton of the Rangers, for whom he was traded a few years ago, just came back from the disabled list and hit a home run tonight for the Rangers. Hit a couple over the weekend for Round Rock.
And they're going to activate Nelson Cruz as well, I believe.
Yeah, he should be back tonight.
Rangers getting their people back.
The Reds also, in addition to sending Volquez to Louisville, optioned Jordan Smith, the reliever, and they called up infielder outfielder Todd Frazier and pitcher Matt Maloney. They were going to call up Dontrell Willis, but he has a groin injury. Throw to first. Whoa! He almost had him, and Carlos thought he did, but Mike Estabrook made the safe call on Jerry Sands.
It was close, but I think he got in there. But base runners beware. In back-to-back games, Bud allowed leadoff singles and then picked off the base runner. Ontario in St. Louis, you got Reyes previously here.
Runner going. Quintero's throw to Farmas is waiting.
Oh my! He needed to call a timeout.
Should have ordered some food on that MLB app. It's no runs, no hits, a caught sliding, and it is a 1-1 game.
Go get him, Hale.
Fans are watching a 1-1 game. We go to the bottom of the 4th inning, and it's Carlos Lee. Kershaw delivers, and it's called ball 1 to Lee. Grounded shortstop in the 2nd.
Pretty good looking pitch there.
Sure was. Like it cut right in. Kershaw, the youngest Dodger opening day starter since Fernando Valenzuela in 1983. Kershaw at age 23. Fernando was 22. It's a 1-ball, 1-strike count.
Kershaw, when the Dodgers signed him, making comparisons to the great Sandy Koufax.
That's tough. That's driven foul, a long way foul. The upper deck. 1-2. Well, the Dodgers have vacated Vero Beach in Florida for spring training, but we were there about 3 years ago, and he was just surrounded by autograph seekers. Players usually stroll a few blocks from one location to another, so they can be signing for a while there, or they used to be able to. 2 balls, 2 strikes. There was a pack surrounding him, and that was the hype around Clayton Kershaw. 31-26 career record at 3.16 ERA. In the dirt to Carlos. The check reveals a 3-2 pitch coming up next after the Mike Estabrook call.
Kershaw came to the big leagues at the age of 20. Sandy was a big leaguer at 19 in 1955 when he joined the Brooklyn Dodgers. Didn't pitch a lot his first couple of years.
Got him. Strikeout number 3. Jason Michaels struck out in the 2nd inning. Red Sox and Indians are tied 1-1 there in the last of the 4th inning as Drupal Cabrera is 10th.
How about that guy?
Oh, he went off yesterday.
He's having a monster year.
The Indians are 18-4 at home. That ties their club record for the first 22 home games in a season. 1 hopper to Mitchell. 2 outs for Kershaw in the 4th.
And I believe the Indians lost their first 2 home games.
Okay.
And then they went on that long winning streak.
Interesting.
Speaking of going off, Jose Bautista hit another home run.
Yankee Stadium.
He's got 19 now. Toronto leads the Yankees 6-2.
Interesting how the Astros beat the Blue Jays yesterday, but the Blue Jays beat the Astros through customs and out of town.
Well, they're the home team. They should have been part of the deal. Whoever wins the series gets to pass through customs and security first.
Strike to CJ. Hit a fly ball to right in the 2nd inning. 6-2 Toronto after that 5-run 6th. Fielded there by Miles. On over to Loney. In the 4th inning, Kershaw goes quickly through the 4, 5, 6 hitters. Keep it tied 1-1.
Houston is brought to you by AT&T. Rethink possible. By Jack in the Box, where you can get anything on the menu any time of day. And by Steel for dependable trimmers and lightweight blowers. Visit SteelDealers.com. Well, Brownie and JD have had time to eat and digest, and they are back to call the action as play moves to the 5th.
We're ready for baseball, Greg. And it's a 1-1 game with Navarro leading it off in the 5th inning. He was at the plate when Sands was thrown out trying to steal from 2-6 to end the 4th for the Dodgers. Navarro gets a fresh count. He was at 2-0 when that pitch was thrown on the stolen base attempt. But Norris.
I'm going to invent a new word.
What's it?
Outest.
He was the outest guy trying to steal second we've seen in how many years?
He was very out. My goodness.
He was so out that he should not be allowed to bat his next turn. They should change the rules of baseball. If you're out by that far, you miss your next at bat.
I almost could have played a hand of poker or something out there waiting to apply that tag. Could have gone on his at-bat app and ordered food.
He should have. 1 ball, 2 strikes with Mitchell and Kershaw to follow Navarro. The Dodgers have moved on from Russell Martin. This fly ball heads for left field. Jason Michaels waiting. That's 1 out for Norris.
Last I heard, Russell Martin was playing pretty good for the Yankees.
Yes.
Having a pretty good year.
He is. He kind of carried him early when a lot of other guys weren't hitting. Hit some big hits. Mitchell, who struck out in the 2nd inning, moves into the 2nd time. Texas leads the White Sox 1-0. They're in the bottom of the 5th in Arlington. With Hamilton hitting that first home run. Gives them a nice surge. As he's been out a few weeks and comes back and contributes immediately. Fouled away. The Rangers are 9-2 with Hamilton in the lineup. 15-21 without him this year. They had scored only 5 runs in the last 4 games. So he may have a very positive effect on that club. No balls, 2 strikes.
Oh, yeah. The reigning MVP. It's going to be tough now with Bautista off to the start he's had for Hamilton to track him down. But I suspect they'll put up some big numbers between now and the end of the year.
Those fans over at Round Rock got quite a treat this weekend with Hamilton and Cruz both in their lineup. Sliders tap foul 3rd base way, and it's still a 1-2 count to Mitchell.
Hamilton and Bautista, they've kind of separated themselves from the pack in terms of the 5-tool player. Those 2 guys can just do it all.
Yes. That was fun to see Bautista in Toronto this weekend. Popped up. Bill Hall is calling in shallow right center. Putting his arms out so Hunter Pence realizes he doesn't have to come in any further. 2 outs. Here's what's been going on lately. The Diamondbacks are 8-2 in their last 10 games. Adrian Gonzalez has 26 runs batted in this month. Matt Joyce leads the majors in batting average. Torrey Alba has gone the other way, and in the AL West there's 1 team over 500. Kershaw bats. He struck out looking in the 2nd.
You mean the AL worst?
That's what they used to call it many years ago, didn't they?
Well, yeah, the NL least, whatever division was bad. And then Comedy Central.
Out to right field. Hunter Pence is there to make it a 1-2-3 5th for Bud Norris, and the duel is on. It's tied 1-1.
To our progressive fan of the game, and I've got a couple actually right here. I got Jose Lima Jr. Today marks the 1-year anniversary since the death of former Astro pitcher Jose Lima. His son was out here today throwing the first pitch along with his mother Melissa and some of their teammates. They play for the Pearland Diamondbacks and in the Little League. But Jose, you went out there, threw an awesome pitch. What was that experience like out there for you?
It was fun. I was kind of nervous, but kind of not, because I threw a pitch at Dodger Stadium, so it was kind of fun.
Well, you did a good job. Your dad would be proud. Did people tell you look like him?
A lot.
A lot. Melissa, tell me what this meant to you to see Jose Jr. out there kind of honoring his father like that.
It's so emotional. Right when he went out, you know, he has the same walk as him, the same mannerisms, and to hear his name called across the loudspeaker was just a great moment, and I couldn't help but hold back, you know, I couldn't hold back the tears at all. I had to, you know, just cry and be happy and sad at the same time.
And I know it's probably been a very emotional and very tough year, but, you know, we all loved your dad. He brought so much excitement. He was so charismatic, just such a great guy. Can you maybe share with us just kind of some of your memories of your dad? And I know you miss him, but just when you think of your dad, what you think of?
We had a lot of fun together, and we played baseball. He taught me a lot that I know about baseball, so.
All right, well, we were glad to see you out here, and again, you look just like him. You did a great job. Melissa, great seeing you as always. And Jose Jr., this is for you. You are a progressive fan of the game. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
All right, guys.
Thank you, Patty. Bill Hall got another double there to left field. A very close and controversial play at second base, bringing out Don Mattingly, as Hall was either tagged or Aaron Miles just missed him. And you saw a couple of looks at that, but he has 2 doubles tonight. He's aboard for Quintero. Both have come leading off innings, and Quintero scored him on a single the first time it happened. There's strike one. We'll look back at it again.
Hall seizing this opportunity. He missed him.
Like
man, that was awfully close.
Really close.
Yep. Jeff Nelson sticking his nose in there, making the call, and it looks like he got it right.
Looking right in. No balls, 2 strikes now to Cube. Last time up, he went to 3-2 on the count and then delivered Hall with the RBI single to right center. Our Brown Hand Center Great Hands of the Game will show you the throw from Quintero to get Jerry Sands. Sands of time. Replayed for you right there. There was plenty of time for Clint Barmas to make that tag. Not so much for Miles to put the tag on Bill Hall.
Q gunning a man down, driving one in. Got another opportunity. Catching a fine game.
He was playing the whole game tonight. Bud Norris on deck. Still a no ball, 2 strike count for Kershaw. We were talking earlier about strikeouts. Well, Kershaw is right up there. He became the 4th youngest pitcher to go over 500 strikeouts with his 9 on opening day at the age of 23 years 12 days since 1980. Only Dwight Gooden, Felix Hernandez, and Fernando Valenzuela reached 500 strikeouts quicker at that age. Bounced to third, but foul.
Gooden, Valenzuela, and who was the third one?
Felix Hernandez.
Oh, yeah, him. Boy, how about that 1-2 punch with he and the Pinata kid? Or
Oh,
Pineda?
yeah, Michael Pineda, yeah. That is a good 1-2 punch. No balls, 2 strikes to Q. And he expanded and struck out. That's number 4 for Kershaw. Bud Norris comes up. He put down a sac bunt in the 3rd.
He likes the ball out away from him like that, so understand why he offered it that pitch, but just overmatched by that good heater.
Kershaw in a 1-1 game facing Norris, who put the bunt down on the first pitch to him in the 3rd inning. Michael Bourne's on deck. Dodgers not expecting a bunt here with 1 out, and he fouls it, strike 1. Pretty good cut by Bud. Bud's a career 158 hitter with 4 runs batted in. Milwaukee leads at home 3-1 over Washington after 4. Giovanni Gallardo versus Tom Gorzolani. Upstairs to Bud, and it's 1-1. Corey Hart hit his first home run of the year for Milwaukee. Prince Fielder number 11. And for Washington, it was Michael Morse with number 3.
Milwaukee has turned things around. They've won 8 of 10, 3 in a row. A couple of weeks ago, they were in a pretty deep funk, but you knew they were going to come around. That's a good club.
Now back. 1-2 for Bud Norris. St. Louis and San Diego start later at Petco Park. Kyle Loesch and Dustin Mosley. Mosley qualifying as one of the tough luck pitchers of the year with a 1-6 record and a 3.40 ERA.
Yeah, he went through a stretch of about 4 starts where they didn't score a single run for him.
That's right.
Lesser man would have retired. Just shut it down.
Strikeout looking. That's number 5.
And the Clayton Kershaw we first saw in the big leagues was 4-seam fastball and a big curveball. And he doesn't throw that curveball as much. It's a tougher pitch to control. And I think what they've tried to do is get him to throw a tighter breaking ball, throw more sliders. And he's got a nice little changeup too. And I think that allows him to be a little bit more efficient and have shorter at bats. Pitch count's such an issue, especially for these young golden arms. You don't want to overextend these guys, but you don't want to be jerking a talent like this out of the game in the 5th inning every night either, every 5th day. You want to extend him as best you can.
1-0 to Bourne is 0 for 2. Seattle 4, Minnesota 3, bottom of the 4th at Minnesota. Jack Cust hit his first home run for the Mariners. Jim Thome with number 3 for the Twins, and Denard Span hit his second. It's 2-0. Bill Hall's had a big night in his return to the starting lineup with a pair of doubles. He's only started and played in 2 of the last 6 games. 2-1.
Well, so, you know, and Jeff Keppinger will be back soon. So that's going to be the challenge for Brad Mills, how he uses all these guys.
Absolutely. He has a ton of infielders on his hands right now. Sanchez, Matt Downs, fly ball left field for Call watching, and it's caught on the run by Sands. Foul territory, no runs a hit. Leadoff double doesn't lead to a run for the Astros. It's still tied 1-1.
Is brought to you by Gullo, treating you like family. I want a special welcome to longtime Astro fan John Vance of League City. He and his wife, Barbara, are in the stands. John suffered a serious brain injury after a fall in March. Still being treated, but he is making it out here to the ballpark tonight. Hopefully, John will get to see his favorite team, the Astros, pull out a win.
Thank you, Greg. We go to the 6th inning. It's a 1-1 game. And the fans of pitching have to be settling in and enjoying this battle. Norris versus Kershaw. Inning number 6 will bring Furcal to the plate to lead it off. He had that single in the 3rd inning. He's 1 for 2. Looking at ball 1. Game 1 of 6 on this homestand for the Astros. It's Arizona in for the weekend. Bill Hall backhands, throws on the run. Nice. Carlos Lee had a little bit of a problem at first base there. He was slow leaving the base.
Tricky little play on the backhand side. Question is, did he have control of this ball? Yeah, he did.
Bill Hall with Furcal running. Got rid of it quickly. Taking care of out number 1, and now it's Aaron Miles who's 0 for 2. Miles looks at ball 1.
Probably the key to that whole play is just the awareness that you have time to glove it, and that you don't have to barehand it, because there's a tendency with a speedy guy going down the line to feel like you have to barehand a ball like that, and obviously that's a tougher play to make.
It's 1-1. Bud Norris was talking yesterday in Toronto about the mind game that a starting pitcher can be playing in the late innings. Fatigue starts to set in. Ground ball to shortstop. Armas on over to first. 2 outs on ground balls by Norris. Bud's had 90 pitches tonight so far. 55 strikes.
It's funny, the mental part of it, how and this applies in all sports. You think about a golfer when he gets on a roll and just kind of doesn't he have to think twice what club to play, or the line of the putt, it just kind of comes to you. And the same thing when you're pitching. There are times when you're pitching where you absolutely know as soon as you get the ball back from the catcher exactly what pitch you're going to throw, where you're going to throw it, and you got a pretty good chance what the outcome is going to be when you get into the quote unquote zone. And there are other times you're standing out there and you're like, I got no idea what to throw. I'm not sure where to put it once the catcher puts the finger down. Should I go in, out, up, down? What, just at least for me, when I was pitching, when I looked in for the sign, I just wanted confirmation from the catcher.
That's a fair ball, and Loney has an infield hit on a little squibber to extend his hitting streak to 9 games.
That ball changed direction 6 times in about 50 feet. That had so much funk on it, spinning like a gyroscope. Watch this thing. Kick back into play and starts to squirt back towards the line.
That was just crazy.
Right off the end of the bat. I wonder if he's using a cupped bat. There's probably a good old slice in that ball.
Yeah, it started, usually a ball like that will roll more toward the line, but then it took a turn to the right that time. He's aboard for Kemp. Kemp ripped a homer to right in the 2nd inning, struck out looking in the 4th. Calls it back for strike 1. This game, the first of 3. Jay Happ and Chad Billingsley will pitch game 2 tomorrow night. Astros Live comes your way at 6:30. Wednesday, it's a matinee. 12:30 airtime for Astros Live. Ted Lilly brings another Dodger lefty to the mound in that game. And the throw goes over to first. And a balk was called on Bud Norris.
Well, I'm guessing David Lopes had something to do with that one. He's probably been working on Mike Estabrook down there since Bud showed that pickoff move early and said, hey, he's not stepping. He's not stepping in this way. He's just spinning. Home plate umpire call.
Okay. Milwaukee.
What's Bill got?
Not sure. Now runner at second, and the count is 0-1.
So no assist to Davy Lopes.
Norris has given up 4 hits. Kershaw has allowed 3. No errors in the game as Norris goes back to work on Kemp.
He might have moved his front foot first, might have stepped towards home and then pushed off the other way.
1 ball and 1 strike. Kemp has tremendous tools. Has 10 homers. He's stolen 12 bases. That's a pretty good pace to set early. Ground ball to shortstop. Barmas to his left. To end the Dodgers 6th with no runs a hit and the runner stranded in scoring position. It's 1-1. Around that infield hit and the balk, he got Kemp on a ground ball to shortstop. He had 3 ground ball outs in the 6th inning to keep this game tied 1-1. The Dodgers have 4 hits. The Astros have 3. Barmas, Pence, and Lee come up in the Houston 6th, trying to give Norris the lead. There's strike 1 to Clint. He struck out swinging in the 1st, walked on 4 pitches in the 3rd. Clint traded 4-pitcher Felipe Paulino over the winter. Paulino was just designated for assignment by the Rockies. 1-1. Paulino was 0-4 with a 7.36 ERA for Colorado.
It's an amazing sport,
isn't it, though?
A guy like Jamie Moyer can pitch till he's 50. Flipping that salad up there. And Paulino, who has scouts drooling with that 97-mile-an-hour fastball, can't get anybody out.
Barmas fouls it away. Paulino allowed 23 hits in 14 2/3 innings. Yeah, it's just amazing how many times we saw him give up hits on a 98-mile-per-hour heater.
If you were to take all the pitchers in these 2 clubs and put Paulino in the mix and not tell anybody what their name is and go do a tryout camp somewhere, he'd probably be the first pick.
Line into left center field. Barmas out of the box. Kemp is over. Barmas takes the big turn. Holds on with a leadoff single here in the 6th.
Good aggressive turn there by Barmas, because Kemp, although a very gifted athlete, is not a great center fielder. He gets bad routes. He makes mistakes out there. Sometimes gets a little out of sorts mentally, if you will. And he took a lot of heat last year for lack of concentration. So you got to put yourself in a position to take advantage of that.
Hunter Pence now has had 4 straight 2-hit games. He's 0 for 2 tonight. Looking at ball one. Carlos Lee on deck. Astros continuing to struggle against starting pitchers in recent games. Last 54 innings, the opposing starters have allowed only 13 runs to Astros hitters.
Ooh, my. Boy, he's made 2 very good pitches in this sequence, and it's 2 balls and no strikes. This one looked to be a little bit off the edge, but that one was on the plate, maybe down. Well, you could argue it should be 0-2, but Hunter will take it. Hammer this one somewhere.
Ball 3.
That's the difference now when it's 2-0 and you know the hitter's sitting on that fastball. You ask for a little something extra and you misfire.
Carlos Lee waiting. This will be the 70th pitch for Kershaw. That's in the air to right center. And the ball caught by Gevens. 1 out. So on 3-0, Pence got the green light. That happened earlier to a Dodger hitter, Navarro, who skied one to right in the second with 2 men on. We go to Greg Lucas.
Well, that means it's time for our AT&T trivia question. The question du jour is, name the top 3 teams most games over 500 in baseball history.
Oh, in their history.
In other words, as a franchise.
Do we have to get them in order?
Well, yeah, why not?
The Yankees.
That one you got.
Carlos Lee's 0 for 2.
Now,
they've won almost 900 games more over 500 than number 2.
Don't ring a bell or anything here yet.
Well, no, you got to get all 3 to ring a bell.
I was going to tell you my knee-jerk initial, without really thinking about it, response is Yankees, Dodgers, Cardinals.
No.
Okay.
Is that a complete and total no or a partial no?
That's a partial no.
Okay. It's ball 1. Steve Sparks might have something for us.
Welcome to the party.
Sparky, what do you have?
Sam Houston State.
Sam Houston State would win.
That is more than a partial no.
I don't get the bell for that?
No, you don't get the bell for that.
That's good creativity, though, Sparky. We need more of that on these quizzes.
Thank you.
Let me ask a follow-up. Do the franchises in question still exist?
Yes, they do.
Okay.
The Brooklyn Superbas.
Okay, now who are you? Well, that's actually the Dodgers are that's part of the Dodgers. You know, that was one of their earlier names.
Yeah.
So they.
We got that.
You got that. You're missing one.
Okay. We tried Cardinals.
That was actually a good guess, but it's not right.
Giants.
There we go.
You got them. In the order, it's the Yankees, the Giants, the Dodgers. Dodgers 931 games over 500. The Astros are 46 under. The all-time worst, though, the Phillies, 1,086 games under 500, and the Orioles 884 games under 500. Believe it or not, the Pirates are still over 500, even with their terrible seasons they've had for the last 50 years almost.
18-year run there on nothing but losing baseball.
There's the answers. The Yankees, the Giants, and the Dodgers. This was through Saturday. Obviously, the numbers maybe one different, but the order is the same.
Good thing you didn't have to get that bell into Toronto through customs.
Probably been some wonder what the heck was this for.
3 balls and a strike to Carlos Lee.
Again, Bill Welke with a fairly tight zone and creating a couple good hitting situations. Pence had the 3-0, and now Carlos sitting there, 3 balls, 1 strike. See how aggressive Kershaw wants to be here.
Not very. Ball 4. He might have wanted to be, but pitch sailed high, and 2 men are on now. That's walk number 2 with 1 out, and Michaels coming up. Greg, do you remember, was it about 3 years ago, maybe further back than that, there was a point during one of these seasons in recent years when the Astros were close to being at 500 for their history.
Yeah, it was, well, we could probably almost figure it out. It was about 3 or 4 years back. They were real close.
Yeah, they were on the verge and then never quite got there. Jason Michaels 0 for 2.
It wasn't too long ago that the Phillies became the first team in sports history to lose 10,000 games.
That's what'll make you 1,000 games under 500.
Yeah, so that's why they boo Santa Claus.
Michaels is 1 for 7 in his career against Kershaw. Go to first base. Didn't look like Kershaw stopped that time before he threw to the plate, but nobody called a balk.
Nobody called the pitch either. Yeah, it looked to me like a strike, but he called it a ball, and I think Navarro coming out of his crouch to make that throw. Although, well, his zone has been so tight, it's hard to know what he would have called it.
Strike makes it 1-2 to J. Mike. Red Sox 2, Indians 1, bottom of the 6th in Cleveland. Carl Crawford hit his second home run for Boston. Clay Buchholz on the mound for the Red Sox. It's 2-2 to J. Mike. Brett Wallace getting a rest tonight against this very tough left-hander. Left-handed hitters against Kershaw are hitting 164 with 1 homer and 55 at bats.
Struck out Jason his first at bat with a good changeup. See if he goes back to it here. He did.
And that's out number 2. Strikeout number 6 for Kershaw. It'll be Chris Johnson next.
Well, that's a dandy of a pitch. Same arm action as his fastball, and about 10 miles an hour slower with good sinking action.
80 pitches for Kershaw. Johnson's fly to right and grounded to second. Very good duel tonight. Often these anticipated pitching duels do not materialize, but this one is neck and neck. Both clubs 1 run, 4 hits, no errors, and 3 men left.
This kid at 23 with this arm, you could be his agent, and he could be your only client, and you make a great living.
Yeah.
Just ride his coattails for the rest of your life, as long as he stays healthy. This young man's going to make a whole lot of green before he's done.
Probably has made a fair amount already.
Yeah.
First round pick.
Imagine he cashed a pretty good check right there out of high school.
Last year he was 13-10. He had the 9th best ERA in the league. He was 5th in strikeouts. Chris Johnson.
Chance to be a hero here.
Absolutely. Strike 1. He talked on Astros Live on the interview in the clubhouse about feeling comfortable right now, feeling confident. He's had some good games recently. And how different the pitchers are working him compared to last year, but he's starting to get a better idea of how that trend is going.
The Astros have seen some good young arms in recent games. You go back to Atlanta when they had to deal with Tommy Hanson, and then Morrow in Toronto, and Drabek yesterday. Morrow's 26, Drabek's 23. This kid's 23, all plus fastballs.
Outstanding young pitching in the majors right now.
Yeah, last year was the quote-unquote year of the pitcher, and runs are down this year from last year.
Things have turned. High for ball 1. Bill Hall's on deck.
Bill Hall's the guy we want up there, the way he's swinging it tonight.
Yep. Varmus led off with a single with 1 out. Lee walked. Now with 2 outs. Here's the 1-2 pitch. And he got him. Kershaw pounds his fist into his glove. After strikeout number 7, he's kept it tied 1-1 through 6.
Sports Houston is brought to you by Sonic, America's driving. It's new, it's better, it's the new Sonic Good. By your local Texas Ford dealers. And by Southwest Airlines' new Rapid Rewards, unlimited reward seats, and no blackout dates. That, however, is not Southwest Airlines. That's NASA. They go even higher.
All right, these fans are watching a 1-1 ball game as we go to the 7th inning, and it's Jay Gibbons leading it off against Bud Norris. Gibbons is 1 for 2. And looks at a high pitch, ball 1, with Sands and Navarro to follow in the Dodgers 7th. Smack foul past Flavie Lopes up the first base line. 1 ball, 1 strike. Andre Ethier, who's sidelined tonight after crashing into that right field fence yesterday. Had a 30-game hitting streak this year. He's been one of the mainstays. He had a bruised right elbow and lower right back, and sprained left big toe in yesterday's game. So he has multiple injuries, sitting out tonight. 2-1. That's high for ball 3 to Jay Gibbons.
Pretty good battle here between Norris and Kershaw. See who cracks first.
Now 3-2 to Gibbons, who drove in 100 for Baltimore in 03. He'd been a Rule 5 pick by the Orioles from the Toronto organization. That's out into left center field. Jason Michaels over. 1 out for Norris, who could be leaving for a pinch hitter in the bottom of the inning. He's due up 3rd.
Nice bounce back start by Bud after scuffling last time in St. Louis.
.102 pitches now for Norris. And that normally is a time of the game for Bud that bears watching very, very closely. Although he threw 111 2 starts ago at home. Strike to Sands. Went up to 116 in his 5-0 shutout win here over Milwaukee on May 1st in 7 2/3. Foul back, and it's an 0-2 count.
1-2-3 inning in the first. Faced the minimum in the 3rd because of the double play on the hit and run. The caught stealing of Sands created a 3-batter inning in the 4th. 1-2-3 in the 5th. So he really hasn't pitched under a lot of duress tonight.
Strike 3.
Other than the fact that it's a 1-1 ball game, and he knows that one mistake could cost him. But in terms of the effort and the amount of pitches in any given inning, it's been pretty good.
5 strikeouts for Norris. Locking up Sands, out number 2. Now Navarro. Navarro's 0 for 2. Slider gets him strike 1. Dodgers got a Kemp homer leading off the 2nd. That's their run. Astros scored on a Quintero single in the 3rd.
Whether Bud comes out of this ball game may have a lot to do with who's available in that bullpen tonight. Melanson got stretched out yesterday. Milton Lopez, an inning in the 3rd, and was really struggling when Millsy took him out in the middle of that at bat.
Lopez threw 22 pitches. Melanson 26. Up the right field line, headed for the corner, but maybe foul. It stays fair and bounces out of play. Fan reaching over. It's a double for Navarro. Just joining us, here's the way it broke down. Kemp on the 0-2 pitch. Home run, 2nd inning off Norris. 1-0 Dodgers. Quintero, RBI single, scoring Bill Hall, who had doubled in the 3rd, tied 1-1. And then pitchers working out of trouble. Strikeouts on Michaels and Johnson for Kershaw. And Quintero makes a throw to get Sands, trying to steal in the 4th inning. It's 1-1, and now here's an intentional walk coming up to Mitchell. That'll bring up the pitcher's spot, and Mattingly has a decision to make on Kershaw. So that will force his hand. Bullpen is busy, of course, for the Dodgers. And we'll see if Kershaw bats. No, it is not busy. Okay. Saw some people moving around out there, but nobody's throwing. So,
well, their bullpen has struggled this year, and they've given up a lot of runs the last couple of days. Again, I'm not so sure who's fresh and available out there for the Dodgers.
Mike McDougal is just now getting up. Just began to throw. Kershaw looking over at the bench, and looks like Ethier coming out.
The Dodgers had a similar situation earlier this year when Don Mattingly opted not to pinch hit, and he got criticized in some circles. I mean, this is the percentage play. Got a chance to take the lead on the road. Look at these numbers. Since that 30-game hitting streak ended, it has been a rough ride for Andre Ethier, hitting just 157. So this is certainly a move, and despite those numbers, Ethier obviously a very good major league hitter. So this move you can certainly defend. It's probably the move most managers would make, but I would argue that leaving Kershaw in is nothing wrong with that play either, because he can handle the bat a little bit, and the way he's been pitching.
Ethier has a home run and 2 walks in his only plate appearances off Norris.
And here comes Arnie with the Ethier scouting report.
22,579 the paid attendance. These fans have seen an excellent game, and it's going to stay pretty engrossing, it would appear.
You know, when Brad goes out there, he usually delivers a very specific game plan. And, you know, a lot of times the pitching coach will go out there and just, hey, hey, make sure you stay back, trust yourself, go right after him, whatever, the kind of the generic message. But with Arnie, I think it's more like, hey, let's start him with a good 2-seamer away and then bust that slider in on his knuckles and get out of here. A very specific game plan.
Those are the numbers, with Jeff Fulcino now warming up in the bullpen. 112 pitches for Bud Norris. Ethier the pinch hitter for Kershaw. Ethier with strike 1 there. Just went 2 for 9 with a couple of walks in that series against the White Sox. He's a guy who does not pinch hit a whole lot. Hey, it's 0-2.
And that's the other part of it. Andre Ethier may be a very good hitter, but limited experience in this role, and even the best pinch hitters, it's not an easy job.
This is his first pinch hit assignment this year for the Arizona Stater. They drove in 82 last year. Time call by Quintero. Ethier hit .397 during that 30-game hitting streak. It's hit .358 against right-handers this year. Up the middle and into center field. Navarro around third, and the ball got by Michael Bourne. Now the Dodgers are going to get a second runner to the plate, and they score 2 to take a 3-1 lead. Ethier with a pinch hit single winds up at second on the misplay by Bourne, who will draw his first error of the year on that. The Dodgers go up by 2.
And now Kershaw all smiles as he now has a chance to be a winning pitcher if his bullpen can shut the Astros down. It was an 0-2 pitch that Kemp hit out of the ballpark for run number 1, and now 0-2. Ethier gets a fastball up and out over the plate. And a rare misplay by Michael out there in center allows that second run to come home.
The single by Ethier, he gets 1 RBI, and then the error by Bourne allows the second run to score. And this fly ball by Furcal over toward the line and left, caught by Michaels, ends the 7th inning. But the Dodgers grab the lead with 2 runs on 2 hits with an error and a man left, and it's 3-1 Los Angeles in the 7th.
Minute Maid Park. Dodgers up in this one after scoring a couple runs in the last inning, and I guess we got an email in here that said whenever Bill Hall is at bat this game, I've been doing interviews throughout the course of the game, and he got doubles both times. So I need to find somebody here in the press box to interview. And Allison Footer is going to be my interview, but this Saturday be sure to join the Astros for the first Faith and Family Night of 2011. The Astros host the Diamondbacks at 6:05, and after the game, fans can enjoy a free post-game concert with contemporary Christian artist Jeremy Kemp. Tickets start at just $7. Visit Astros.com. And Allison, I've got to pick somebody. You're the closest one to me. We've been tweeting back and forth all night about food, and I noticed on Allison's Twitter page about social media nights. Tell us about what that is you got coming up.
We have the whole patio to ourselves in center field, and the tickets are $45, and you get a tour, batting practice viewing, get dinner. There'll be an appearance by Chris Johnson, and we'll have lots of prizes to give away over Twitter trivia. So you have to be on Twitter to be able to win any of the prizes, but it's a lot of fun.
We've got to keep talking while Bill Hall is at bat. So you were polling people on your Twitter page about what food to serve. You pretty much take their advice, and why did the fans get to vote on this?
Well, it's just a little added feature that we have. So we wanted everyone to know that the food is more than just hot dogs and popcorn. It's actually really good food. So this Saturday's choices are the Texas Tom turkey, some chicken tenders, and a big sirloin burger. So all really good choices. And then we throw in Bluebell ice cream just to make sure that nobody leaves anything but totally full.
All right, and we also here we're going to stretch this, guys. We want to double here bad.
You also counts 2-0. You're in good shape.
Yeah, we're doing good. The MLB at bat app. I know you experienced a little bit of that too. That's something that we worked with a little bit out there. I think that's a pretty nice little feature.
Yeah, and it's actually really easy. We're good luck, Patty. Right? This is his third hit.
This is it. All right, we didn't get the double, but we kept it rolling. Allison, don't mean to cut you off, but nobody really cares what we're talking about, so we're just filling some time here. Thank you, Allison Footer. We'll be back with Bill Hall a little bit later on in the show.
Just a couple of pretty faces, Patty.
Yeah, that's all we are. Interchangeable, according to most fans. You know how many times in a week I get called, "Hey, Allison, I love what you do."
Oh,
I'm
no.
like, yeah, I can tell.
Didn't realize that.
Yeah, we're interchangeable.
Well, you got Bill Hall his third hit.
That's all right. Greg gets called Milo all the time.
Alberto Quintero is the batter. Q is 1 for 2 in RBI. Brian Bogusevic on deck with a pitcher spot due up next. You saw the change in outfielders with Sands shifting from left to right, and Tony Gwynn Jr. is in the game in left field.
Nice. Shifting Sands.
Shifting Sands. Strike one to Q. We got Hall home after Bill's double in the third with that single to right center. Then he struck out in the fifth inning after Hall double. Bouncer second. Here's Miles with the toss for Kyle the middleman. 4-6-3.
Brad Mills intentionally walking Mitchell there in the seventh inning with 2 outs after the Navarro double, playing the percentages, and then Mattingly kind of crossed him up a little bit by pinch hitting for Kershaw, but I'm sure Matt Brad will tell you that was part of his thinking, that he was trying to get Kershaw out of this game, so he was successful to that end. The problem is Ethier delivered the big hit. Now the Astros are down 2, but that's part of what a manager's trying to do. You got a guy like Kershaw on the mound pitching the way he was. You get an opportunity to get him out of the game, you go for it.
Brian Bogusevic had back-to-back starts in Toronto. Dodgers pen has a very high ERA, the highest in the league. It's Bogusevic bats here.
And that's part of the reason why you're trying to get Kershaw out of the game. You like your chances against this Dodger bullpen better than you do against that talented lefty.
240 for Brian. He's had 25 at bats with 6 hits, all of them singles. 4 for 14 pinch hitting. Bounced up the middle for Call. Going to first. Got him in the 7th inning. No runs a hit. Nobody stranded. 3-1 Dodgers.
Jimmy Wynn loses a routine fly ball with the sunlight going through the plastic panes of the Astrodome. The dome ceiling is painted the very next day. And, of course, brought to you by the MD Anderson Cancer Center, making cancer history. There's Jimmy. Didn't happen to him much. He caught a lot of fly balls, hit a lot of home runs.
Well, everybody was losing balls that year, as you know, Greg.
Yep.
Tough year. Sergio Escalona in 5 games has an ERA of 3.38. He comes in to work the 8th inning.
And just a handful of appearances since being called up from AAA. He's the only left-hander out there in the pen now, with Abad being sent back down to Oklahoma City. Turn switch hitter Miles around to the right side, then left-handed batting James Loney is next.
Miles is 0 for 3. Tried to bunt his way on, and the bunt trickles foul. We were hearing that Miles has some sort of difficulty physically with hitting right-handed. He's fine batting left, so maybe something in the side area, not sure, but that would explain in part the bunt attempt right there.
Because otherwise the numbers from the right side are very good this year. He's hitting .429, 12 out of 28.
Ground ball up the middle. Varmus can't get it. On through into center field. No difficulty there for Miles as he picks up a leadoff single. And it's Loney coming up next. Bud Norris in 7 innings allowed 6 hits, 3 runs, 2 earned, walking 3, fanning 5.
Got a piece of it. It would have been a difficult play to complete, having left his feet to try to corral it.
Matt Guerrero's warming up for the Dodgers. James Loney got the infield single to third base in the 6th inning. He's 1 for 3. Escalona pitched Friday and Saturday in the Toronto series. Clayton Kershaw in 6 innings allowed 4 hits, 1 run, walking 2, fanning 7. His ERA updated, including this game, is 2.96 now. Kershaw was 4th in the league in strikeouts when this game started. Norris was 6th. Ball 1 for Escalona.
And both starters really pitched well tonight. And let's look at the breakdown on Loney versus lefties, hitting just $190.
Lefties have gone 3 for 18 against Escalona in his career. Fly ball left. Michaels in. 1 down.
And that likely will do it for Sergio.
Brad Mills is on his way. He's had Fulcino getting ready as a right-handed option. You talked about the guys who threw a lot of pitches yesterday. Might be a case of trying to avoid them tonight. 3-1 Dodgers. Back in a moment. Matt Kemp leading it off in the second inning. Behind in the count 0-2 and still able to drive a ball out to right center field for home run number 11 of the season for Kemp. That made it 1-0 Dodgers. Now they lead 3-1 as they bat here in the 8th inning with 1 out and a runner at first base, and it'll be Kemp. And then we'll see what Jeff Fulcino can do. Maybe get out of it with a double play ball. He is 0-2 with a 3.79 ERA.
And Jeff worked just twice on the road trip. Once in Atlanta, and then once in St. Louis. Had the weekend off in Toronto. Was not used in that series. And was the losing pitcher in that game in Atlanta. He gave up the second home run by McCann in that ball game.
Kemp has struck out looking and bounced out since his home run. Tony Gwynn Jr. is on deck. There's strike one for Fulcino. Astros have Bourne, Barmas, and Pence due up in the last of the inning. It's Detroit 2, Tampa Bay 1. They're in the bottom of the 8th at Detroit. In the dirt, Quintero blocks it. It's 1-1. 2 trips to Los Angeles for the Astros this year. Generally, they make 2 trips to one of the teams outside their division during a given season. Might be in the East or the West. Minnesota 5, Seattle 4. They're in the bottom of the 6th.
Yeah, an unbalanced schedule in a lot of different ways, but the National League Central has 6 teams. The East and West have 5 each. I'd opt for 2 trips to San Francisco every year. I'd be on board with that plan.
You get a lot of agreement on that. In tight, and it's a 2-ball, 1-strike count to Kemp. Beautiful city. Apparently the Dodgers are spending tons of money now on security around Dodger Stadium after the severe beating of a Giant fan on opening day. They have arrested 1 suspect. This one is stopped by Quintero with a mitt, and he throws. Carlos Lee thought they had Miles. Good quick recovery as he knocked it down. And now Mike Estabrook is going to hear it from Brad Mills.
Well, let's take a look. Ooh, man, looked like they got him. It all depends on whether he got the hand before the shoulders.
Right.
Ultimately, it comes up and gets him on the shoulder. Did he get him the hand right there, that initial swipe, or not? Estabrook is arguing that he did not.
And with that reaction, that's why the manager comes out. Both players showing a lot of emotion, Quintero and Lee.
It looked like he got him. It looked like he got the hand.
3 balls and a strike. Bouncer. Oh, Bill Hall with a backhand flip to Barmas. Safe at first. And almost got the umpire. Jeff Nelson. Hall really had to maintain his concentration as he went to the backhand side and got it to Barmas for the force on Miles.
And Bill Hall having a real nice game at the plate and in the field. This is a spectacular play because he was screened by the second base umpire, but still managed to hang in there and handle that tough hop on the backhand side, and then the flip. If Carlos catches this one cleanly, Kemp is a step or so by the bag. Pretty play.
It was. A big game tonight for Bill Hall. Now Tony Gwynn Jr. Good defensive player. Don Mattingly has inserted him in left field to try to protect this 3-1 lead. 203 for Tony, and he's driven in 4. He's had 74 at bats. He's 2 for 9 pinch hitting. This is not considered a pinch hit at bat because he was already in the game as an outfielder. And he looks at ball.
Wow. I thought I'm up here eating French fries and cheeseburgers instead of trying to pitch with that strike zone. 10 runs on the board. Give these pitchers credit that this is such a low-run game.
Gwynn looks at it. It's a 2-ball, no strike count to Tony. Speedy player who came from San Diego State like his dad. Father's been the coach there.
I remember for a while there he was Anthony Gwynn. He wanted to
That's right.
cut his own path, didn't want to be Tony Jr.
How about that? Runner going. Quintero's throw. Varmus with a tag. Safe at second. Kemp gets a steal. That's number 13.
That's what makes Kemp such a valuable guy. He can do so many things. Power, speed. He's done it all tonight. The solo home run. Now the stolen base.
That was a close call.
Yeah, but the correct call.
2-1 now to Gwynn. Yeah, it's a big lead for the runner. Quintero pointed back there for Fulcino because Kemp is stretching his lead. 3-1 now. Sands is on deck. Gwynn played for the Padres last year, driving in 20. He was a second-round pick of Milwaukee at 03.
It should be 1-3, not 3-1.
Yeah. In the air foul. 3-2 now to Gwynn. Gwynn came back to sting the Padres earlier this year. He singled in the go-ahead run in the 11th inning. The Dodgers won that one 4-2. That was a game that was suspended at 1:40 a.m. after 4 rain delays. That's a strikeout. Fulcino posts at 0. He and Escalona in the 8th inning with no runs a hit. The runner stranded at second base. Dodgers lead at 3-1. Going to the bottom of the 8th.
Down by 2. The Dodgers have a new arm that Brownie will tell you about. But Saturday, May 28th, I'm going to tell you about the UEFA Champions League final coming to Fox with a rematch of the 2009 final as Barcelona looks for their third straight championship in 6 years, or the third in 6, I should say, while Man U looks to avenge their 0-9 defeat and claim their second title in 4 years. Fox Sports exclusive coverage of the UEFA Champions League final begins Saturday, May 28th, 1 p.m. Central in high definition.
Thank you, Greg. Matt Guerrero is in the game in relief for the Dodgers. He works to Michael Bourne. Showing bunt. He takes high for ball one. Mike McDougall in 1 inning allowed 1 hit, no runs, no walks, no strikeouts. Guerrero's 2-2. His ERA is 3.42.
Yeah, he's the new closer for the Dodgers, the 4th different one they've had. Injuries have really hit their bullpen.
2-0 to Bourne. He's 0 for 3.
So I guess in a certain way that frees up Don Mattingly to kind of mix and match with his bullpen. I'm not sure if he's planning on 6 outs from Guerrero here tonight or not.
Well, it's 3-0 so far, so he'd probably like
just go for 1 out, right?
Yeah.
1 out. Go from there.
One at a time.
Fastball, slider, curveball change for Guerrero.
4-pitch walk. Bourne is on for Barmas now. 3rd walk for Dodger pitching. Yeah, the saves have been spread out recently. As you mentioned, they've tried different people with the injury to big Jonathan Broxton.
Padilla do it for a while. He got hurt. Seems like everybody's had the job gets hurt.
Barmas has walked in single tonight in 3 trips. Hunter Pence is on deck for Colin Miles, set up for a double play. Guerrero delivers, and there's strike 1 to from the former Minnesota Twin, Matt Guerrero.
Going to chunk that fastball in there at about 90 miles an hour. A hard slider, curve and change.
Had a strong year last year for the Twins. 23 holds. Now it's 0-2. That's 31 from Cleveland. Went to Kent State. He bounced around. He was a 10th round pick of the White Sox in '99. They traded him to the Pirates in 02. He was a waiver claim by the Twins. That's where he really blossomed. Had 4 straight years. The last 4 years better than 70 appearances each year.
To Charlie.
That's a strikeout. Yeah, he brings a little starter stuff to this late inning role, doesn't he?
Yeah. He's not a one-trick pony. That's for sure. That's a good curveball. Good tight spin.
There's 1 out. Hunter Pence is 0 for 3. Carlos Lee's on deck. So this 8th inning could be the biggest test for the Dodgers. Strike 1.
He has not given up a home run yet this year. You might argue that he's due.
A lot of people would feel that way.
23 2/3 innings.
Bourne takes off, and the throw is high and late. Stolen base, Michael Bourne. That's his 18th of the year. He was tied for the National League lead when the night started.
Yeah, I like that play. A lot of people would argue, hey, you're down 2 runs in the 8th. You got to, the middle of your lineup up. Don't take any chances on the bases. But the Astros don't hit a lot of home runs. And if you lay back and wait to hit home runs, you're probably not going to win many games. Take advantage of the speed that you do have. They're not particularly quick to home plate, so Michael felt comfortable that he could get that bag, and sure enough, he went and got it.
Hunter pulls off, and it's a 1-ball 2-strike count. Yeah, that's big to stay out of a double play.
Arm angle on that slide ball right there reminds me a little bit of the great Larry Anderson.
Ooh. In the dirt, this one kicks away, but not far enough to allow Bourne to get to third base. Morrow scrambled after it. It's 2-2. leads the Dodger relievers in innings pitched and in appearances. He was signed to a 3-year contract during the offseason. 383 for Hunter with runners in scoring position. Oh, got away, and it's a full count.
There's an interesting pitch coming here because the book says throw Hunter's slider away in this situation. Greer's got good breaking stuff. Hunter obviously is aware of how he's been trying to get him out. I think if he throws him a breaking ball, he's got to throw it off the plate. I think if he leaves a breaking ball in the zone, he's asking for trouble.
Little tap. That'll be an infield hit for Hunter Pence with Michael Bourne taking third.
I love it. Little good fortune.
Yeah, he reached for it. He topped it, but still with his speed was able to beat it.
He made the pitch he wanted to make. He threw the slider off the plate and down. He made a perfect pitch. Hunter able to get a piece of it, and with his speed, able to beat it easily.
Now it gets sticky for the Dodgers. It's first and third with Carlos Lee batting. Carlos is 0 for 2 with a walk. Michael's on deck. Kenley Jansen is throwing for the Dodgers. For Colin Miles set up for a double play. And the throw goes over. And so many people, including the Dodgers, are probably thinking, will Hunter try to do what Michael did to stay out of a double play?
Stay out of the double play and get the tying run into scoring position. Hunter not the base stealer, obviously, that Bourne is.
Greer has been off the plate with some of his pitches. Tough ones for a catcher to handle on a stolen base drive.
Carlos is only bouncing to 3 double plays this year. Pretty good at getting the ball airborne.
More than 1,200 runs batted in for Carlos in his career. 23 this season. That's up. And it's 2-0. Dodger relievers with that 4.88 ERA are the highest in the league. Carlos 291 in the 7th inning on in his career. They've blown only 2 saves though in 15 opportunities. That was fun. 2 balls and a strike.
Yeah, it's interesting because we heard all about Brockton's struggles earlier this year, and he does have a very high ERA, but he's only blown the 1 save. An ERA of 5.68 for the big fella.
Foul ball. Loney over. He won't have a play on it. It's 2-2. Now Broxton saved the first 5 Dodger wins of the season.
We need to sign him up. Look at the size of his hands.
Yeah.
Get him to a tryout camp.
Fly ball softly hit. Shortstop for Calls underneath. That's a big out. Out number 2.
Grant Wallace likely will be next.
He's coming out to pinch hit for Jason Michaels. Michaels 0 for 3 with 2 strikeouts tonight against the lefty Kershaw. Now it'll be Wallace pinch hitting, and Brett is hitting .406 here at Minute Maid Park this season. Only Lance Berkman has hit for a higher average among Astros in the first 22 home games of a season. There's Honeycutt's on his way out. Scott Albert is the left-hander for the Dodgers in their bullpen. He has not been warming up. Chris Johnson will be on deck as Wallace bats. Wallace at 406 trails only Kosuke Fukudome in batting average at home.
Well, we've seen career-breaking stuff. We'll see how he attacks Brett Wallace versus lefties. He's been quite good this year.
Wallace went 4 for 6 in Toronto over the weekend with a couple of runs batted in. Hit 227 on the road trip. He's hit 331 against right-handers. Brett had a couple of hits yesterday, driving in a run and drawing a walk.
Now the temptation, if you're Brad Mills, to run gets a little bit stronger as you're running out of outs to play with. Boy, if I could get Hunter Pence into scoring position for Wallace, he could deliver a game-time base knock.
318 for the season, 0 for 1 as a pinch hitter.
Navarro, the catcher, does throw quite well.
Hunter's 2 for 2 in steals this year. Wallace takes it, and it's 1-1. The Astros have won 6 in their last at bat this season. Got a big win Friday night, 5-2 at Toronto, snapping a 2-2 tie with 3 in their final at bat.
Melanson up in the Astros pen just in case.
Melanson got a 5-out save yesterday. He threw 26 pitches. Wilson Lopez threw 22 in the game. He went an inning and a third. Wallace on a breaking pitch, committed to it, and it's 1-2. Detroit got 4 in the 8th, leads Tampa Bay 6-1.
Good looking curveball this guy does. Tough pitch to handle.
Wallace may see another one again very soon after that. But Guerrero has some options certainly at 1-2 in the count.
Well, yeah, you know, that curveball, you know, it's kind of a standalone pitch. And if you just execute the pitch properly, even if the guy's kind of looking for it, it's tough to handle. But once you show him one, that's got to slow his bat down. And I feel like you could sneak a fastball by him.
Got a fastball by Carlos on that 2-0 count earlier. Now it's 2-2. Indians just tied the Red Sox in the bottom of the 8th, 2-2. They're still batting. Very interesting matchup tonight. Kershaw and Norris. Astros down 3-1 here, trying for a big 2-out, 2-strike hit in the bottom of the 8th. Sails high, and it's a full count. Now Hunter Pence will be taking off.
He did not attack when he had the advantage, and now Wallace has worked the count back full.
Miles is on the grass.
I suspect he'll go back to that curveball.
Time called. Navarro was asking for it. Pence will take off on this one, so if Wallace hits a gapper, Runner has a good chance to score the tying run, but the outfielders are very deep. Loney's still holding the runner here, so that gives Wallace a little bit more of a hole. Out it goes, and it's a foul ball.
Staying alive.
Yeah.
Little Bee Gees.
Good battle here.
And that's why Loney continues to hold Pence, because he is guarding the line.
Fans have been treated to a dandy tonight. Dodgers and Astros 3-1. How many games between the Dodgers and Astros have been pitching duels down through the years?
That's the tying run down at third base. Loney's probably behind Pence, trying to take away the hole on the right side, where he's more likely to hit the ball.
Wallace hits one to shortstop, backhanded for call. And in the 8th inning for the Astros, no runs, a hit, 2 men stranded. We move to the 9th, 3-1 Dodgers. The top of the 9th inning here at Minute Maid Park. Carlos Lee has moved from first base to left field. And it's Brett Wallace staying in to play first base after pinch hitting for Jason Michaels. Dodgers come up in the 9th against Jeff Fulcino. Jerry Sands will be the first man up. Sands has walked twice and struck out looking. And the Astros have Chris Johnson, Bill Hall, Humberto Quintero due up in the bottom of the inning. Fulcino got 2 outs in the 8th. Falling behind here 1-0. Sergio Escalona in 1/3 of an inning allowed 1 hit, no runs with no walks, no strikeouts. Fulcino pitcher number 3 after Bud Norris went 7. That's popped back and out of play for a 1-1 count. Indians now have continued to score in the bottom of the 8th inning. They're still batting, leading 3-2 over the Red Sox. And Milwaukee's building its lead to 7-1 over Washington.
Giovanni Gallardo, I think, today, Browning.
Yeah, you'd be right.
He's on a nice roll.
Well, you talked about it at the time when they were well under 500. Now they're 24-23. And they have turned it around, as you suggested. They were too good to be that far under. Well, the home plate umpire.
A little balk, little umpire balk.
Yeah, he kind of lifted up a little bit, but didn't do anything else.
It's funny because that pitch was lower than a lot of the other ones that he's called down tonight. We've shown to be strikes. He's given that low pitch. He's been pretty darn consistent, though. Jeff just slipped. He just had a blowout. That's dangerous.
Checking his footing. It's 3-2 now. Corey Hart hit a couple of home runs tonight for the Brewers. Gallardo gave up 1 run in 7 innings. Sands reaches on a walk. Walk number 4 of the night for Astros pitchers. It's Navarro now. Navarro doubled to right and scored in the 7th inning. Bud Norris retired the first 2, and then the Navarro double was followed by an intentional walk, and then Ethier came up with the pinch RBI single.
Astros have been fairly lucky lately in that they've run into a lot of teams that have been shorthanded due to injury. Back to the road trip in Atlanta, Hayward and Chipper Jones didn't play the first day. And then Workman and Holiday played half a game, if that, in that 2-game set in Toronto. Adam Lynn went on the DL shortly before the Astros got to Toronto. Now tonight, Ethier not in the lineup, but he came off the bench to deliver the key hit in this one.
A hit that could make Kershaw a winner. He would be a 6-game winner if he does get this victory tonight. It's in for a strike, and it's 1-1 to Navarro. St. Louis and San Diego are in the 3rd. No score.
Well, you know the Padres aren't going to score because Dustin Mosley's pitching.
That's a given. Phillies rip Cincinnati 10-3. Hamels beating Arroyo. Chase Utley's return. Snap throw to first. Just back. Sands.
You're getting after it here tonight, boys. He's made a lot of throws down there.
Sure has. He has aired it out.
That's his good hands allow him to put him in that position. He's able to pick so many of those balls. And a good base runner, when they see the ball in the dirt, is going to lean a little bit towards second. That's why it's almost an automatic for him. The ball in the dirt, if he picks it cleanly, he's going to take a shot.
Runner going on 2-1. There's a shot. Played by Wallace. Diving catch, and then it's a double play. Red Wallace diving to his left. That took him right to first base for a double play on a bullet hit by Navarro.
Wow, what a play by Brett Wallace. It's a standing ovation from the fans here. Cat-like. He's even moving off the bag, and then he has to react the other way. Catches it and basically just has to reach over and slap the bag.
That was fun to watch. Really quick as he was diving toward the line. The rest of the double play was easy. Russ Mitchell, the batter, 0 for 2 with a walk. It's 1-1 to Mitchell. That intentional walk forced the hand of Don Mattingly. He decided to pull Clayton Kershaw from the game with the score tied 1-1 and pinch hit Ethier, who then gave the Dodgers the lead. Jamie Carroll would be next. 2 balls and a strike. Kenley Jansen has been warming up, and Guerrero is due up, but Carroll would be pinch hitting for him if Mitchell gets on. Little tap to third. Chris Johnson to end it in the 9th for the Dodgers. No runs, no hits, nobody left. Now the Astros trailing by 2 come up in the bottom half. Johnson, Hall, and Quintero due up.
The Progressive Insurance Group. For a money-saving car insurance quote, call 1-800-PROGRESSIVE today. Well, we go to the bottom of the ninth. Johnson will lead it off. He'll face a new arm, Kenley Jansen. Brownlee will tell you about that. And he and J.D. will also figure out a way to score 3.
All right.
So it's up to you.
All right, Greg. Kenley Jansen, though, has been a hot hand, even though that ERA might not tell you that. 5.12. He's 1-0. But lately, J.D., he has been getting it done.
Well, a big, hard-throwing right-hander. That's what the Astros are up against. You see the strikeout numbers. 31 punch-outs and 19 in the third innings. That's a crazy number. Fastball averaging about 94 miles an hour, and he's going to throw it about 85% of the time. Also has a slider and a changeup. A little splitty for his changeup. Mostly hard stuff from the big guy.
Rally caps are out. Chris Johnson is 0 for 3. Bill Hall's on deck. Hall is 3 for 3. Humberto Quintero is due up third. Matt Guerrero in 1 inning allowed 1 hit, no runs. He had a walk and a strikeout. Jansen's pitcher number 4 for Don Mattingly.
Left-handed options off the bench have already been used. Bogusevic and Wallace.
That's ball 1.
Jansen finding out what the other pitchers in this game have found out, that low fastball is not going to be called. Going to have to elevate it just a little bit.
He didn't do it, and it's 2-0 as he was in the dirt on that one. Fernando Rodriguez warming up in the Astros bullpen. Jansen is 23 years old. He's from Curacao. And last year he had 4 saves in 4 opportunities with the Dodgers. Striking out 41 in 27 innings. Bounces that one, and it's 3-0. Jansen was signed as a free agent in 2004. He was a position player.
We talked earlier in the game about the virtues of swinging on 3-0. The situation here when you're down 2 in the ninth leading off the inning, this is an absolute take situation.
Jansen was a catcher. And in 2009, the Dodgers told him he was maybe about a year away from pitching in the major leagues. That's worked out well. As Kenley Jansen faces Chris Johnson in the ninth. Jansen got his first major league win at Houston last year, and in 2 games against the Astros he had a 1-0 record with an ERA of 0. Foul back, 3-2. Alexio Ogando and the Texas Rangers blank the White Sox at Texas 4-0. Ogando goes to 5-0, and former Ranger John Danks goes the other way, 0-7. Both Josh Hamilton and Nelson Cruz homered in their return to the lineup.
See how much smarter Ron Washington got? Return of those 2 guys?
Yeah, he did. Three balls, 2 strikes.
You've got to be ready to hit the fastball here. And he's able to beat you with a breaking pitch, just tip your cap. You've been looking for it. Hard to catch up to that one, boy.
That's some real gas. Strikeout number 1 for Jansen, number 9 for the Dodgers.
Right over the top of the 4-seam 94-mile-an-hour fastball.
Bill Hall is 3 for 3, 2 doubles and a single for Hall tonight. Quintero's on deck. Matt Downs, Angel Sanchez, J.R. Tolles remaining on the bench for Houston. And the breaker comes in. Strike 1 to Hall. It's 0-2 to Bill. This is Hall's second 3-hit game of the year. He had one at Milwaukee April 23rd. Rips this liner to left, and that rattles off the wall. Hall will hold at first as it's fired in. That was well played in left field by Gwynn.
Well, how about Bill Hall? Just stepping up. He'd been scuffling, and bang, 4 knocks, 2 doubles, a single, and a rocket off the wall that any other ballpark would have been an easy double, but with the short wall out there and as sharply as this was hit, he did the prudent thing at dropping anchor there at first base. Jensen, who had just blown a fastball by CJ, had Bill chasing that high heater, did him a favor throwing that little slider that didn't do a whole lot.
First 4-hit game since June 3rd of 2010. Second 4-hit game by an Astro. Angel Sanchez had one earlier this year.
He's had some big pinch hits already this year. Likes to hit the fastball. He can catch up to one here and inflict some damage.
Pinch hitting for Quintero, who was 1 for 3. Taking ball 1. Matt Downs with 52 at bats has a .269 average. 3 homers, 11 runs batted in. That gives him a slugging percentage of .538. Pretty impressive. And as a pinch hitter, as JD mentioned, he's done well. 3 for 7 with a homer. Driving in 2.
Got him right where he wants him.
2-0 for Downs. Angel Sanchez on deck. Pitcher spot due up next. And that will mean only J.R. Tolles among position players would be available on the bench if Sanchez pinch hit next.
Dead red here.
3-0.
I don't know if by design or if he's just getting under the ball, getting around the ball a little bit, but that fastball's starting to cut a little bit on
Sure
it.
is. Downs started a game in Atlanta, or in Toronto rather. Swing and a miss, and it's 3-1. He started a couple games in Atlanta, and he had 2 hits, including a homer in one of those. Now 3-1. A lot of these Astros bench players have been getting additional at bats with the DH in the American League Series, giving them a chance to play. 3-2 now. Two on that fastball from Jansen. And he comes back to get a strikeout.
Best pitch of the sequence right there. Just a hard cutter right over the outside corner.
Now Angel Sanchez is a pinch hitter for Fulchino, who in 1 2/3 innings allowed no hits, no runs, walking 1, fanning 1. Angel at .270 with 1 homer has driven in 18 as a pinch hitter, 2 for 2 with an RBI. Now Loney will back off first and play behind Hall.
Yeah, might as well take it if they're going to give it to you.
He does take it. Fielder's indifference, and it's ball 1, bringing out Navarro.
2-run game. Hall's run essentially meaningless for the Dodgers, so rather than hold them on, they're going to defend their positions. Especially with Sanchez up there, hits the ball to the right side quite a bit.
Kenley Jansen in his last 10 appearances had allowed 3 hits and 35 at bats with 18 strikeouts. That one sails high. It's 2-0. Really had some riding action. That's what he features. It's tough to get on top of a pitch like that. Hall is dancing toward third, and time is called. Creating a little distraction there for Jansen. Each club with 7 hits. Going right in, and it's 2 balls and a strike. Toronto beat the Yankees 7-3. Carlos Villanueva with an emergency start got the victory, beating Bartolo Colon with Bautista hitting his 19th. Fouled. 2-2. Last year, major league hitters hit 130 against Jansen. You can see why. In the air over first base. Loney turns and watches it. Loop in. No, foul.
Oh, boy. That would have been a thing of beauty.
Oh, so close. Fans couldn't get there. Loney was watching helplessly.
That close to an RBI double.
Michael Bourne is on deck. Hoping Sanchez can hit one fair along those lines and keep this game churning. Fouls that one back. Apparently Broxton is not close to returning. He leads the Dodgers in saves with 7. Guerrero has 1. Jansen 1. McDougal 1. Vicente Padilla, who's also DL 3. Another foul ball. Continues this good battle.
Angel just staying back and trying to stay alive. He's fighting off these good fastballs. Hoping to get him to stake. I doubt that he'll try that same slider he tried to haul.
Angel had a couple of hits yesterday in Toronto. It's really putting up a nice fight here. One of the assets Brad Mills likes so much about Sanchez, his ability to stand there at home plate and really make that pitcher work. Upstairs.
And it's not that he's trying to foul the ball off. He's trying to get a base hit. He's trying to hit it, but he's staying back. And he's not cheating, so you're not going to swing and miss as much.
Fans are into it. 3-2 with 2 outs. And that one's out of play.
That whole section's going to have a souvenir before this is over.
This will be the 11th pitch to Angel Sanchez.
You know, it goes, you know, there's just no way Jansen would do it. But if he just came set and threw him a batting practice fastball about 75 miles an hour, he'd probably just lock him up.
That's ball 4, and it gets Michael Bourne to the plate. Sanchez wins the battle. But what a nice job coming off the bench against a hard thrower. 2 men on, and Bourne is 0 for 3 with a walk. Rick Honeycutt's on his way.
I think what happened with the bad slider he threw Hall, he basically said, well, I'm not going back to that one. And when you got a guy fighting off all those fastballs, you reach for a little more. You try to find a little something extra, and in so doing, you just lose command. In that sequence you saw, the airmail 2 or 3 way up out of the zone. There's no way Angel was going to chase that. Bobby Meacham with instructions down there for Angel, probably something along the lines of, look, you represent the tying run. He's not going to be holding you on here. Make sure you get a good aggressive lead. Take as much as you're comfortable taking and be ready to go.
Pretty far off the bag. Only plays behind him. Michael Bourne, the batter. Third baseman in tight. Strike 1 to Michael. Astros came into this inning 2 for 10 with men in scoring position tonight. 1-1 now. Fun to look at what fans do with those rally caps. Runners go, and they both move up. No attempt to stop them.
About that.
Ball 2.
It's one thing to disregard Hall, but now the Astros have a time runner in scoring position.
Now a well-placed single ties it. And looks at ball 3. It was ruled a double steal by the official scorer. Hall getting his first. For Sanchez, that was number 2. One to Bourne. Full count. Armas on deck. Two pitches for Kenley Jansen. Bourne grounds it. 5-0 off the right field line. Scoring Hall and Sanchez to tie the game. Bourne is stopping at second with a 2-run double. What a ninth inning comeback. For Michael Bourne. He now has 12 runs batted in, and he took that one right down to the 3-2 pitch.
Well, the Astros have lost a number of games this year. They had 1 strike left. Well, their opposition did rather. How about that? My goodness.
Double steal really set it up. And now it's 3-3, and Clint Barmas can win it.
Pretty much has to, doesn't he? It feels like it.
Yeah. All this momentum. Jansen's still out there after 33 pitches.
You know, he made that one bad pitch with the slider, and since then he's essentially been a one-pitch pitcher.
Almost 1 for 3 with a walk. And that's called a strike. Walk-off hit back in 05 for Clint. Fans are out of their seats. It's 0-2. Hunter Pence on deck. Fernando Rodriguez has been warming up, waiting to make his Astros debut. Now Mark Melanson is up, though. He's replaced Fernando Rodriguez. Oh, he hit him. And that'll bring up Hunter Pence. On the 0-2 pitch, he threw it up and in, and Barmas took it. We were just talking about that with Clint before the game tonight. That's the second time he's been hit by a pitch. Craig Biggio was there. Had an interesting discussion about getting hit by pitches and how you don't mind it happening. And Clint was saying, well, you know, I've been up on the plate most of my career, so they'll come in on me. It's a matter of trying to turn out of the way. 36 pitches for Jansen. And Hunter Pence is 1 for 4. Got a little infield hit in the 8th. Another one of those games when the Astros have taken it right down to the nub. Dodgers so close to closing it out. Now Hunter Pence wants to send everybody home soon. All 1.
Jansen really looks vulnerable. He's just kind of heaving that thing towards home plate right now. Doesn't have a good idea of where it's going. It's like the Friday night game in Toronto when the Astros came from behind in the last couple of innings.
Line drive over for Cole. Here's Bourne. He is going to be safe, and the Astros win it The Astros win it in the bottom of the ninth inning as Michael Bourne somehow gets home on an RBI by Hunter Pence.
Oh, my, that was fun.
Tony Gwynn Jr. in left made a good throw to the plate, and Michael Bourne was not to be stopped. Hunter Pence gets his 7th career game-winning hit.
Well, they had the right man at the plate, and they had the right man on second base.
What an amazing ninth inning.
That's a little broken bat single. Gwynn played it well. Let's see the play at the plate. Navarro's doing everything he can to block it, but Michael gets that back corner with the hand.
Gwynn got rid of it and made a strong throw.
Yes, snuck that hand in there.
Oh, that's what speed will do. Gwynn charged the ball. Good setup. Strong low throw.
Coming in the back door.
There wasn't much plate to touch.
No, he was not going to give him anything. I mean, he's down there in Mike Scioscia mode. He's trying to sit on him. Look at Meach.
That's just an amazing bit of base running to be able to reach back and touch the plate from behind the catcher. What a ninth inning.
That's good stuff.
What a thrilling finish here as the Astros were down to their final strike, and Bourne got the 2-run double to tie the game, and then Barmas was hit by the pitch, and Hunter Pence wins it with the RBI single to left.
How about the walk worked by Sanchez? That was huge.
Let's go to Greg Lucas.
Hey, thanks a lot. We got Hunter Pence here, and Hunter, I got to honestly say, you have been such a great clutch hitter this year, and you know, it wouldn't have made any difference if the guys before you hadn't gotten in position.
I mean, that was one heck of a ninth inning, all the way up and down. Bill Hall with an outstanding night defensively, just hitting the ball. And Michael Bourne, actually, let's start with Angel Sanchez with the long at bat. You take that many pitches and get the time run on base, wear the guy down. Michael Bourne, another full count, drives in the time run. I mean, it was a great game.
Hunter, I got to point out, he suggested we go with Michael. Michael had to bow out because I guess when he slid in there, he cut his lip a little bit. So he wanted to bow out, and you graciously taken over.
Well, yeah, I mean, that was all Michael. With me, it's the old saying, I'd rather be lucky than good. I shattered my bat, and right where they can't catch it. So go up there and compete, and found a way to get him in there. And
you never know when you're going to see a great game. The fans saw a great game tonight.
We'll take it. We got to keep them rolling.
Thanks for stopping by.
Thank you, Mr. Lucas.
Hunter Pence has been with us, and Michael Bourne will be okay, but he begged off going on interview because he had some blood around his lip. He wanted to go downstairs first. We'll take a break, and Brownie and JD will be back to wrap this up.